back to the party, everybody. I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Everybody hit that like and subscribe. You know I would do it for you, and let's party. Big shout out to the replay gang. Thank you so much for coming back to watch us, even though you missed the live party, guys. That is the best part, so make sure you are here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. So hit that subscribe, ring the bell, and you will never miss an Indian Jesus live party ever again. If you'd like to support the channel, head on over to TheIndianJesus.com for your very own official merch. We got baseball tri-blends only at TheIndianJesus.com. Guys, we do also have a Discord server that is absolutely free to join. It's like a giant group chat with all your favorite people 24/7. We are in there hanging out, having a great time. And like I said, it's absolutely free to join. Definitely come and join us. However, if you are a member of this channel here on YouTube, you can scroll right below the video, hit that join button. There's a few different tiers here, but it starts at just $2.99 a month, guys. It gets you members-only live streams here on YouTube, a bunch of other stuff here as well. But it also opens up the full Discord server, guys. There is more than just the free chat, although that is going to be plenty. It is 24/7. It is going. There's more to it, including the after party channel. So as soon as we are done here on YouTube, we head over there, and it is a voice channel where you are not, we don't have to worry about any YouTuber censors or anything like that. And you are not stuck behind your keyboard. You're actually on screen with me and everybody else. It is a good time. Definitely come and join us. How is everybody doing? Shout out to Dixie Insider. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Talking about our poll. Should women be forced to be part of a draft, yes or no? And I guess we know what Dixon thinks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We also got King Nirvana in the building, and shout out to our boy Nick Luketti. Good to see you guys. Very good to see you on this January 6th. It is January 6th, 4 years later, and I wasn't even gonna, I was gonna say a little something, but just 10 minutes ago, I saw this, and I was like, oh, we gotta start with this. Shout out to Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk, because this hit different.
Look at your calendar right now. It is Monday, January 6th. 10 years ago, January 6th didn't have any meaning. You'd say January 6th, people say, okay, it's no different than January 5th or January 7th, like whatever, it's January 6th. But 4 years ago, January 6th took on new meaning. And we all remember what happened on that day. But on that day, we had an incomplete picture of actually what was going on. We had an incomplete picture. It seemed as if, to an untrained eye, it was Trump supporters that got so out of control, some of which may or may not have been organized, and try to storm the government. And the Democrats and the regime, they thought they had their Reichstag fire. They thought they had the moment that they could blame the opposition party for all of the problems, clamp down, put them in prison, break their will, and own the country for a generation.
Yep.
Understand, the bad guys thought that January 6th was a gift to them from the political gods to be able to own, monopolize, and dominate the political discourse for a generation and the political power for a generation. They saw their opening and they went for it. What ensued was the most over-the-top exercise of legal authority and the criminal justice system we've seen in the modern era. From grannies' homes being raided to patriots in Homer, Alaska being hunted down by FBI agents. We've now learned that doors were opened for some of the protesters. Protesters even stayed inside of rope lines, that this was largely an entrapment operation. They said it was the biggest attack since Pearl Harbor, or even worse than Pearl Harbor. And they said that because they could justify declaring war on their fellow citizens. There was even a talk by John Brennan of a new Patriot Act. In fact, can you guys get that tape of John Brennan a couple weeks after January 6th? I think it was January 19th on MSNBC, where he said, we anti-government types and libertarians must be spied on and rooted out of our country. It's a chilling clip. They were talking about expanding federal surveillance authority. They thought they had their Reichstag fire. And the Reichstag fire, of course, was used by the National Socialist Workers' Party of Nazi Germany to be able to justify complete and total governmental control. The communists did this, give us total control, no more civil liberties, no more freedom of association, we're in control, you are not, too bad, so sad.
Too bad, so
They went all in on a January 6th narrative, and it was hard to escape. And they thought that our movement, and yes, of course, the figurehead and the leader of our movement was politically dead. They thought it was over. They said Donald Trump is going to be put in exile, and if he dares to try to cross the line to run for political office again, we're going to lock him in prison for 700 years. They thought they had the movement dead to rights.
They tried.
Certain on this day, 4 years ago, that if they compare it to Pearl Harbor and compare it to the Civil War and call it an insurrection, that they would break our will. And a lot of people went through a lot. I was subpoenaed by the January 6th committee. A lot of people I know were subpoenaed by the January 6th committee, all for nonsensical, ridiculous stuff. Steve Bannon served federal prison time because of the illegitimate January 6th committee. Peter Navarro served prison time because of the illegitimate January 6th committee. Illegally constituted with Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger. Of course, Donald Trump authorized 10,000 National Guard troops, but was rejected.
Thanks, Nancy.
This day was a day they wanted to try to say will live in infamy. It was the Pearl Harbor of those crazy MAGA folks that wear those red hats and they own guns and they go to church and they live in the countryside. When they get too big of a voice, they try to storm the government. But there was more to the story. And this is where you in this audience deserve such credit. You did not accept the media narrative as is. You started digging. You went to alternative media. You went to Rumble. You went to X.
You went to the Indian Jesus.
You went to other social media platforms. And remember, it was because of January the 6th that Donald Trump was kicked off of Spotify. He was kicked off of Pinterest as if he was a big Pinterest user. He was kicked off of Facebook. He was kicked off of Instagram. And he lost his Twitter account as a sitting president of the United States. Haram! Donald Trump lost his Twitter account as a sitting president of the United States. 4 years ago, we entered the lowest point the conservative movement has been at in 100 years. Ever since the founding of our country, it looked completely dark. It was the darkest midnight of winter. The bad guys controlled the House and they controlled the Senate. And don't forget, the night before January 6th, on January 5th, the Democrats won control of the U.S. Senate. Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff won their Senate seats in Georgia on January the 5th, 2021 in the Georgia runoff, which gave them the control of the Senate. And it was just another demoralization gut punch. They control the House and they control the Senate. They control the presidency. It was the dark night of the soul. And it was not a time for sunshine patriots. And you know what I'm talking about. All these people that are all uppity. Oh, I supported Trump. No, you didn't. You were out trying to duck and run for cover when those of us had to go lawyer up and hire up and...
Okay, well, I didn't have to lawyer up, but even as somebody who did not vote for Trump in 2020, and I easily could have distanced myself and be like, oh that wasn't me. I didn't like Biden, but that wasn't me. But it was too obvious that it was important to stand for the truth.
We were on the run. There was a worry and a concern that the first couple of days we said, are they going to go raid the offices of Turning Point USA? Is the FBI just going to kind of show up and say, FBI, give us all your computers, give us all your devices? We didn't know. We were so directionally confused because January 6th gave them that confidence where the media just would have rolled up, CNN truck, boom, Turning Point offices be raided. We didn't know. We had no idea what was happening in real time. We, of course, did nothing wrong and we had no involvement. That doesn't mean anything. They had a mandate to finally go shock and awe, to go blitzkrieg against their enemies. And we were at midnight of the dark night of the soul. January 6th and the days and months and year and a half and 2 years that followed was the Valley Forge of the MAGA movement. We stuck it out to the most trying period, and it made ourselves stronger. It was that old Nietzsche quote, what does not kill you makes you stronger. And we bent, we didn't break, but some people did break. I remember we lost donors, we lost supporters, we lost students, we lost chapters, we lost pastors. It was too much for them. They didn't have the stomach, they didn't have the spine, they couldn't take it. The noise was too much. They were being called an insurrectionist. New York Times calling them bad names. Their friends were going to jail. People were being raided. They were calling insurrectionists. It was too much. And I never faulted them. I said, that's fine. Get out of the way. We'll call you when we get our country back. Well, guess what? We're here to call you on January 6th now, 2025, 4 years later, and we have our country back. And it did not happen overnight. It took a miraculous intervention by Almighty God of Donald Trump not being murdered in Butler, Pennsylvania. It took ballot chasing and voter registration and the grit and the hustle of the grassroots work that took years and years. It took a resolve. It took a grittedness. It took a cussedness.
It took getting on TikTok.
Where we did not accept the premise and we dove deeper. We asked the questions like, who is the pipe bomber? Who is Ray Epps? Who killed Ashley Babbitt? Who killed Brian Sitnick? Is the FBI telling us the truth? Why have you not released the January 6 tapes? What crime did the QAnon shaman actually break? And we dug and we dug and we dug and we reversed course and it was like moving an aircraft carrier. And we did it. And you can all delight and celebrate. 4 years later, it is one of the greatest reversals in political fortunes in the history of the planet. Nothing comes close. Where a movement looks so dead to rights, so gone, that it was in complete exile and bottom up, you rebuilt it and saved the country.
You thought.
Kind of going back in time. It's very, very hard to capture the heaviness and the weight of what was experiencing the day after January 6th, the days after January 6th. And that's the new day one, by the way.
Well, I was going to say at the moment watching it happen, like, remember, this was a week into the new year from the COVID year. 2020 was the COVID year. And we're like, all right, 2021, finally. We're finally done with 15 days to slow the spread. We're finally done. 6 days in.
The new day one is not, oh, were you there at the Golden Escalator? The new day one is, did you have President Trump's back the day after January 6th? Did you still support him? Did you understand this movement was unbreakable? It would have been so easy for you to surrender. We had the tech companies against us, the major banks against us, the oligarchs against us, every major billionaire against us. You could not even find a lawyer to represent you. I've actually never talked about this publicly. I was subpoenaed by the January 6th committee. I had to go through 10 different lawyers. 10 different lawyers before one agreed to represent me. 10. They said, oh, no, we decided not to represent any clients that were involved in January 6th. I wasn't involved in January 6th. I was in Arizona on January 6th. They said,
oh, well.
Too bad. To understand this, that these people are willing to go represent cartels and drug smugglers and child sex traffickers. And I went through 10 different law firms. I spent all day when I found out that this whole thing was going to turn into a committee, like a day and a half, going from one Zoom call to the next, trying to get a lawyer to represent me. Sorry, no. Sorry, no. Sorry, no. Even after I told them all the facts and circumstances, it was the legal community was so against representing anyone in the Trump orbit because Trump people in the Trump world were viewed as insurrectionists. Front page of TheHill.com. Who is Liz Peek, by the way? Never should be taken seriously again. Front page. Trump's political career is over. And just like that, the bold, combustible, and sometimes.
Is it though? Is it though? And we just have a little bit more. Again, we are going to go on to the Andrew Wilson thing, but I just thought this we had to listen to this.
Brilliant political career of Donald J. Trump comes to an end. Trump's presidency will now go down as a missed experiment, a cautionary tale about the cult of personality and the riskiness of electing an outsider. It is a tragedy. It is a tragedy because, among other accomplishments, Trump inspired and mobilized tens and thousands of people. Is Liz Peek always on Fox?
Right.
What a joke she is. Can we tweet at her? It's just disgusting. I mean, these people need to be held accountable. I'm sure she's trying to worm herself back into the inauguration. Can I get tickets to this ball? No, Liz Peek, you don't get tickets to that ball, okay? Sorry. You said that Trump's political career is over. She says here in her piece, very bluntly, there will be a core group of loyal Trump supporters that make excuses for the events of January 6th. The numbers will shrink as he leaves office, and enthusiasm for his ongoing leadership of the Republican Party will decline, Liz Peek writes.
Shout out to Indyville. Welcome to the party. We are jumping into the feminist debate. I just saw this from Charlie Kirk, and I thought it was apropos. Welcome to the party.
There are plenty of GOP legislators eager to fill his shoes. Those folks will do their best to hasten Trump's decline. This is the intelligentsia, by the way, she's a Republican. This was the intelligentsia of the Republican Party being taken seriously by the Wall Street Journal. And what happened next was a deep state attempt to intimidate and demoralize our movement. We didn't know whether or not all of a sudden our office was going to be filled with dark-looking SUVs and a bunch of people with purple hair with FBI vests coming in and taking all of our devices. We didn't know. They saw their shot, and boy, did they go for it. Thousands of people indicted.
Shout out to Nick sharing the video, guys. You know how much that helps. Just hitting the button, taking the URL wherever. It does not matter. If you think anybody will click on the link just by sharing it, you are helping out the channel. Thank you so very, very much. And while we're at it, guys, if you could do me a huge favor and hit the like button. Both of those things are very free and very easy. Thank you so very much.
To set the table, to try and eliminate the MAGA movement, to eliminate our movement.
Didn't happen. Nice try.
And it turns out we're a lot tougher than that because we are not a movement that just, we're passively involved. It made us anti-fragile. It's a term I've used many times. In fact, I gave the first speech about anti-fragility back in February of 2021. The doctrine of anti-fragility, as authored by Nassim Taleb in his book Anti-Fragile.
I really like this framing.
Is that there are fragile institutions, those that shatter. There are tough institutions, those that do not shatter.
Hey, shout out to Blood. Welcome to the party. Hitting that sub button. Very, very good to see you. Hope you are doing well today. Again, we are going to jump into the feminist debate. Again, I just thought this was too good to pass out. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party.
And then there are anti-fragile institutions, those that get stronger.
Actually, let's see. I kind of stepped on that.
Nassim Taleb, in his book Anti-Fragile, is that there are fragile institutions, those that shatter. There are tough institutions, those that do not shatter. And then there are anti-fragile institutions, those that get stronger the more you attack them.
That's us.
That they actually grow in their resolve. They get tougher the more that you throw at them, the more that you punch them, the more that you criticize them, the more that you smear them, the more that you slander. And Donald Trump was up against the wall, the likes of which no political candidate ever would. Indicted in 4 different jurisdictions, facing 700 years in federal prison. And many of your friends and my friends were in federal prison or facing federal prison time. The whole regime was just surrounding us. And we beat them. It's one of the most remarkable comeback stories ever. This January 6, 2025, we're in charge and the regime lost.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, look at that. Perfect timing. Did I actually? No, I have this one where I want it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Happy January 6th to all. All right. So let's dive into this. Unfortunately, I did not realize that Andrew Wilson likes to delete the debates after he's done. So we got to go through Jake Rattlesnake. Very much appreciate you having this, and let me know how the sound is. I know her sound is not ideal, so if I have to mess with it, just let me know, and we will get into it. Shout out to John B. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So you strike me as a genuine critical thinker. Thank you. Do you think Trump engaged in critical thought after this 2020 election? He claimed he won by a lot the day after the election, before any fraud claims were evaluated. Yes. So if you understand the demographics, and then of course in hindsight we can see that there was 15 to 20 million extra votes that just appeared in 2020. They weren't there in 2016. They weren't there in 2024. So do I know exactly what happened? Absolutely not. Do I think it is reasonable to question it? Absolutely. And I think the bigger part of that is how people responded to that. So if it was so wrong, then it should have been very easy to point out this, that, and these are the reasons why your argument holds no water. Now, I completely accept that Joe Biden is he's still the president until the inauguration, right? So as of yesterday, whatever. Joe Biden absolutely is the president of the United States. So I'm not somebody who thinks that he'd never, the torch was passed. The everything, there was a transfer of power. Was that what was supposed to happen? It depends on what you mean by supposed to. It depends on what you're talking about with fraud and cheating and rules and the biggest thing for me is that the mail-in ballots. That was a way of changing the rules so as not to cheat, because now you're following the rules, but you change the rules so that you could do things that were previously against the rules. So that is my opinion on that. And yeah, right. To be fair, by 11:59 p.m. of 2020, he did very much win by a lot, which is exactly my point. So, I think the best thing, I don't think it was time well spent, maybe give it one year or so. And then when clearly this stuff isn't sticking, all right, let's just take the L there. Let's just take the L and move on. And so I think he personally and a lot of people in the MAGA movement hung on to it for way too long. But, you got to do what you got to do. And if he genuinely believed that it was straight out stolen, I don't know what else you would expect him to do. All right, so let's dive in here again, guys. Let me know what is good with the volume. Andrew's a little bit, I don't know who this guy is. He's just the moderator. This is just some drunk feminist who was going at him on Twitter. I tried to look for what was good, but it's you can imagine it's feminism, red pill kind of stuff going back, I presume. And then they came here to debate feminism. So let's do it. As always, guys, if you can for the video, please do let me know.
Let everybody know where they can find you and who you are.
I guess I'm mainly on Twitter or X. It's Sammy. This is definitely my first red pill or feminist debate.
So again, wait until he talks, and then let me know how the wait until Andrew talks, and let me know how the volume is.
So we'll see how it goes.
Excellent. So we want to keep it as broad as possible to get started, and we're glad everybody's here. So Andrew, I was talking to you before about authority. Why don't you start with that?
Well, I have an opening statement prepared if you'd like me to just read it.
That's even better.
Okay.
That's what I thought, Rach.
Feminism is the pursuit of
That's his wife. But you didn't know.
egalitarianism between men and women and the destruction or dismantling of patriarchal systems. I'll use several arguments to attack the foundation of feminism. My first argument will reside around force doctrine. Force doctrine is the determination of what creates actual applicable rights versus rights of the mind.
All right, a little bit quiet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is turn myself down so you guys can turn everything up, and it should be legit. Oh, I already was turned down. All right, so I'll turn myself down a little bit more. We'll try 50%, and we can adjust it pretty easily. So let me know. Shout out to Bonzi. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome to the party. We're jumping in to a feminism debate.
Force doctrine is the determination of what creates actual applicable rights versus rights of the mind. A right of the mind simply being a right or an entitlement absent duty, which is the definition of a right. A right of the mind is a right that exists in theory, that we grant ourselves. The other category of applicable is a right, which we grant ourselves using force. I would posit all applicable rights are simply force protocols for things we determine we deserve. Men in society have a monopoly on force, being 70 to 100% stronger than women on average, and so are the enforcement arm for.
Help me get there, guys, because I am not in that bracket. But if you check out this swole goal, you can help me get there.
These rights. As such, women will always have to appeal to men for their rights against other men taking their rights, and will also have to always appeal to men to grant them rights and not take their rights.
Thank you.
Women cannot collectively overthrow men with force. There isn't a single example in history of this ever happening.
Yeah, guys, Andrew is live on the Crucible right now. So if you guys want to go jump over there and get more clear audio and not hear my dumbass saying anything, then go for it. Crucible.
And the reason it can't
And you can't do that anymore. But if you would like to hear it with just Jake Rattlesnake, that link is in the description below.
is because of this lopsided force dynamic which exists. Even if women convince men or men convince men to grant women rights, they still are appealing to men. If men collectively ever decide women don't have rights, which is the case in most of the world, they simply don't, and there isn't a damn thing anybody can do about it.
Probably. Come on, man. No, you're right. Shout out to Nick Lou Kenny starting us off. No question, no comment, just pure love of the game. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very, very much, guys. That's 1 out of 15, light blue or higher, and that you got me on the floor doing puppy bench press. Thank you, thank you, thank you, sir. And of course, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. Very, very, very much appreciated.
Women don't have rights, which is the case in most of the world. They simply don't, and there isn't a damn thing anybody can do about it. Men, on the other hand, can always regain their rights using force. My second argument against feminism is that it has no...
Hey, Dixon coming in hot as well. Said, I want to share that sponsor spot. And indeed, you can. Thank you, thank you, thank you, gentlemen. Very, very, very much appreciated.
no moral imperative.
Let's back that up a sec.
Always regain their rights using force. My second argument against feminism is that it has no moral imperative. Why should we grant an egalitarian society to women at all, except they really, really want us to? I've never actually heard a compelling argument for why, if a society organizes itself around a patriarchal system, that's actually, quote, bad. If men are held responsible for societal actions, but also have the authority, and women become a protected class but need to obey societal rules, I don't actually see what the problem is. Feminism lacks a moral imperative for why we should do it, and instead appeals to other moral standards to attempt to create one, which I'm sure my opponent's going to do tonight. My third argument will focus on male dependency. Women are completely beholden to male protections in all aspects of life. Public safety protections, military protections, and all domestic prison protections and infrastructure necessarily will be dominantly male. This is because women lack the fundamental required strength on average to do these jobs when they need to manage males who are much stronger than they are. Unfortunately, they're just not as adequate at handling these jobs.
So it's interesting, Bonzeg. You were just saying Andrew Wilson is getting better, yet I was just having the thought that it's very interesting that he needs to read this off as if she is some, some great debater that he needs to make sure he gets everything structured properly. I mean, like, I don't know. That feel like as maybe again, he does have that more structured debate style, so maybe he just prefers to have it that way as opposed to like, oh, I need to write this down. But I definitely you can definitely see that he's at least willing to go easy on this girl. I only saw about half an hour of this, so I don't know where it ends up. But yeah, he like compared to when he was with Dave Smith, and like it was very clear that like it's not that Dave is too dumb to do what you're doing. He's just like, is this about? I wasn't prepared for this. And so a little bit different. Oh, so you watched them earlier. So when you say better, what do you mean? Better how? Better how?
And unfortunately, they're just not as adequate at handling these jobs. This being the case, it doesn't seem to be equal to me that women get to have as much say in these policies as males do, as it usurps authority and can, in principle, lead to argument one of force doctrine or the stripping of female rights by the male collective. My fourth argument, I will argue, is that feminism hasn't made any women happier anywhere. Women are more mentally ill, more drug dependent, less family oriented, and generally more miserable than they ever have been before in history.
That is hard to argue with.
Women's liberation has failed in its promise to make women happier or better adjusted in society, opting instead for a metric of progress which revolves around how interchangeable they are with men. Women's liberation hasn't assisted with birth rates, keeping families intact. In fact, I don't really know what the fuck it's ever accomplished ever. I don't even know what it's ever accomplished.
Making women temporarily feel okay for doing terrible things. That's about it.
In close, I listed my arguments from strongest to weakest to allow my opponent to attack any of the ones that she wishes or to counter how she sees fit, and I look forward to it. I'll be doing the exact same thing.
Sammy, you got anything you want to open with? Or
So just in case you're, a little behind the scenes, Jake is playing the video at 1.25. So I'm and it's he talks a little bit faster. So if you see me messing with the speed, that's why.
do you want to just get going?
Well, I didn't prepare any statement, but that was good. Thank you
No,
for
why would you
presenting.
not prepare?
Okay. Is there anything you have a exceptional problem with?
So I mean, I typically am not going to prepare for a debate in the sense that I'm going to write something down, but I definitely would come to the table with here's what I want to say, or here's what I want to accomplish, or here's the message that I want to defend. But to just be like, oh, I don't know, I just thought we were going to talk is not a good start. Zig said wasn't a fan at first, but the way he would explain his point of view, even like the laws of a debate, he will break down. So I definitely agree with that, and I appreciate people's ability to do that. My issue is that I feel like he over relies on the structure of debate and will use the fact that he is very, very, very good. The laws of debate, as you put it, he's very good with those. But just because somebody is not doesn't mean that their point is wrong. And so he will be in positions where he will hyper focus on a pedantic point about this, that, whatever, just because it's not technically correct when he and the other person and the audience all understands what they're talking about. Again, the example that I always like to use is when I debated Christian Watson, and we were trying to talk about religion in politics and all that kind of stuff. And we were trying to talk about left versus right or liberal versus conservative. And he's just like, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm like, okay. So then I gave him a specific definition for this conversation. When I say liberal, I mean willing to vote for Joe Biden. When I say conservative, I mean willing to vote for Trump. That's all. That's all I mean. And he was not willing to accept, okay, this is what you mean by that. And I understand that out in the world, that may not be the most comprehensive definition. But if you are going to hit, that was the majority of the conversation because he didn't feel like in my opinion, didn't feel like he could defend his actual positions. And so he had to nitpick at the structure of what I was saying instead of the substance. So absolutely, these things are important to be able to do and to be able to understand. But the over-reliance on it is what I see from Andrew sometimes when he gets into trouble. And, good for him if he can use it to get out, but have better ideas and you won't need to.
He's in professional debater and you don't prepare for it?
Again, I'm not 100% for feminism, but I still believe women should have rights.
Well, what is feminism?
Well, so do I. What are we doing here then?
We'll get into
this
that.
is going to be brutal.
Hold
on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen.
What feminism has accomplished, but so during World War II, men went to war, women went to work, and America's economy doubled in size and became the biggest world power in history.
Right, and feminism accomplish that?
Not alone, no. But
how did feminism accomplish any of that?
Feminism just means women working. Like if it wasn't a war, it wouldn't have been that situation, right? Like it was kind of like you know, we
Why would
played
you
our
do
cards we had,
this?
right?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What is feminism?
I said, shit, me too. Has she said anything yet?
Okay, well, we're not right now. We're not talking about feminism. We're talking about women going to work and making the economy bigger.
The debate's not
Are we? Okay. All right. Okay, fair. I wasn't aware.
about women going to work. The debate's about feminism. I'd like to debate with you about feminism.
Okay. So then I'll let you lead the discussion.
Yeah, you would let him
Okay.
lead. That's what a
What do you
feminist
think
ends up
feminism
doing.
is?
Women having
Just to be fair, I have trouble defining feminism too because everybody's got a different.
Well, I'll give you my
different-
definition of
That's
feminism.
what I was going to.
My definition of feminism
He did give the definition earlier.
is a movement towards egalitarianism and the destruction or
A movement towards egalitarianism and the destruction
usurpation
or usurpation.
of patriarchal systems. It's the dismantling of patriarchal systems.
There you go. So again, even a little tinge of it there, using more fanciful words than you need to try to confuse the other person when so that they don't understand where you're coming from, instead of showing them that your idea is better. I don't know. I don't follow that cuck anymore. I could not tell you. I don't think so. I feel like I would have seen it around, but I don't think so. But they've definitely both been on the whatever podcast a lot, so I'm not sure.
What
That's
does that
feminism.
mean?
The reason that has to be what feminism is because in order to be oppressed, you have to have an oppressor. If you're saying that women are oppressed, who necessarily is going to be the oppressor? It's not going to be orangutans. It's going to be men. So therefore, it has to be a patriarchy who you're having trouble with or having problems with. So in order for you to have egalitarianism with these patriarchs, you're going to have to dismantle their systems.
He's just debating himself at this point.
Otherwise, how are you going to have political power or any power at all? So it has to
You
be
can't,
that it's
bro.
women who want
You
egalitarianism with men. And in order to do that, they have to dismantle patriarchal structures. That's what it has to be.
He needs to use smaller words.
I mean, I somewhat agree with you.
Brase. Like, are you? And again, it's not a bad thing that you know smart words and stuff. But if your point here is to try to flex that I know more words than you, like, okay, good job, you won. If your point is to show her that her mentality is wrong, you have to meet her where she's at. That's just how it goes.
Structures. That's what it has to be.
He needs to use smaller words.
I mean, I somewhat agree with you, and it's a long definition.
So again, what are you doing here?
Mine would be much simpler, just women having rights. I get what you're saying, that it has to dismantle patriarchal systems, but I think also the reason why feminism it's a philosophy, and it's different in different countries around the world. And so it's not just feminism, it's also that time and period, the culture.
Okay, I think so. Feminism isn't different in different places in the world. How feminism manifests is different in different places of the world. But fair enough. Bonzig said he uses them fancy words as a tactic because he knows sometime the other person maybe won't understand. Bingo. Exactly, and that's just not good faith. That's not good faith. Now, if you are debating somebody like a Destiny who's using other types of tactics, and then you have your fancy word tactics, go for it. But that's clearly not what's happening here. Dixon said, was January 6th an insurrection? Destiny versus Andrew Wilson debate. It was the first full debate I saw when I was searching. Well, there you go. There you go. Bonzig asked and answered. Thank you, sir.
On the world. And so it's not just feminism, it's also that time and period, the culture, the geopolitical issues. Again, like I just said, World War II.
No.
So to just
Feminism is a specific ideology.
Corporations, like you said, are dismantled. Well, I don't know if you said it, but most people agree are trying to dismantle the American dream, family for, right?
No, corporations would probably vastly prefer that there be intact family units because then they can't, and I'll explain why. It's because if you're dependent on an income to support a family, your chance of staying in a corporate job is much higher than if you're not taking care of a family and not dependent on the income. So if you're single, you're less likely to get hired than if you're married for this reason. So it's actually in corporate interest to have intact family units. It's actually in their interest to do so.
But the pay gap, the gender pay gap.
Yes and no, and it's kind of like muddy because we have the DEI issue, and we can both probably agree that we don't.
Yeah, that is brought to you by feminism. So this is the feminist arc, not the corporate arc. The DEI and all of this and intersectionality is that's feminism. So this is you telling corporations that you need to hire women and pay them the same and all this bullshit. That's feminism. That has nothing to do with what corporate interests want.
That woman didn't do that. It was Obama in 2011. So, and I don't know.
Obama started feminism. Thanks, Obama. Oh man, 1 like equals 1. Thanks, Obama.
No. The pay gap goes back a long ways before Obama was ever president.
When it comes to in the American government, like now, remember they have the commercial of like our military transgender and like all that. Like that's all because of and why like some of our Secret Service or like dyke short lesbians like. That was
what?
his bill,
Did Andrew just
bill,
run into like a wine mom? Did a wine mom start talking shit?
I can look it up if you want. But that's
what
started
mom?
it. It was like the quotas and all that kind of stuff. It started with just DI. Now it's actually D.
Hold on, I need what the fuck is her name? It's Sammy something.
EIA.
Yes.
DIA. What?
Mom start talking shit?
I can look it up if you want. But that's
what
started
mom?
it. It was like the quotas and all that kind of stuff. It started with
Sammy Alexis.
Now it's actually DEIA.
Yes, but you do.
DEIA. DEIA. What's the A? DEIA. What are you talking about? So actually, I don't know. She looks more like a 24. I mean, she doesn't look 24. She sounds 24. Any Film said, well, wasn't Obama the first president to be in the same-sex marriage? I'm just... Wait, being in... Oh, gotcha. I thought you were going for the Trump thing, being the first LGBT. First one went right over my head for the day. Won't be the first, won't be the last. But good one.
With just DI. Now it's actually DEIA.
Yes, but you do realize that nomenclature or abbreviations for things, they take on different shapes. In this case, we're talking about just basic intersectionality. This is one form of intersectionality. Intersectionality is an old theme. Before it was intersectionality, it was called other things. But you're...
Shout out to Leslie. Welcome to the party. Said, it appears this guy's trying to say corporations and employers created the nuclear family for benevolent reasons. Another way of thinking of it is in the 1730s, they policed families by only... I don't know what that means. Sure, if you want to try that one again, but welcome to the party.
Of intersectionality. Intersectionality is an old theme. Before it was intersectionality, it was called...
Okay. So we're saying they police families by only hiring small families. Men were now supposed to take help care of the children, making them practically trans women. What? Corporations created it. I didn't get that, but maybe we'll definitely have to see where that goes. I'm gonna keep that in mind.
This is one form of intersectionality. Intersectionality is an old theme. Before it was intersectionality, it was called other things, but you're still talking about the same concepts. The concept here is the playing field isn't fair for one group over another group, and so necessarily the government needs to intervene in order to levy or level the playing field between both of those groups. That would be feminism. Isn't feminism trying to level the playing field between men and women? So they are DEI. Now you can say, well, it's not, well, wait a second, Andrew. It's not actually DEI because what DEI is referring to is some shit that Obama said. No, it's intersectionality, and intersectionality is the idea of leveling the playing field between different groups based on their oppression levels in the oppression Olympic scale. And so necessarily feminism would fall under DEI. Necessarily has to fall under DEI.
No.
So Leslie said before the 1730s, men were men and women were women. When I say trans, I mean gender role, not dressing as women. Gotcha. So where in the 1730s was happening? There was no America in the 1730s. So where in the world are we referencing here?
No, not necessarily, because like you said, feminism came first and somehow existed without DEI.
But it's trying to accomplish the same thing as DEI. It's intersectionality.
Can we agree maybe in a different country it's not?
What country?
I'm talking about Sri Lankan feminism. Feminism in Sri Lanka? Haven't you heard of it?
No. All countries. Western feminism was a movement that happened together. The feminists worked together on a global level. Original architects of feminists worked together. They worked together from France, from England, from the United States. They traveled between each other's countries, like Margaret Sanger and others. Prominent feminists worked together. It was a global campaign and has been a global campaign for generations. So
Now, it's clear that she doesn't understand that the way, the same way the moderator was like, well, I don't know if I have a strict definition because of people use it so differently. It's clear that she doesn't understand that it wasn't always that way. Like, feminism used to be a singular thing and very, very different from what it potentially could be defined as today. Shout out to Unwanted Foe. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. Oh my goodness. Shout out with the $5. So I'm going to lend you my English Mastiff for the puppy bench press. She's only about 155 pounds. I mean, I think I could lift her up once or twice. Let's get a treat for Morty. Thank you, thank you, thank you, sir. And of course, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. That's 1/5 of the goal, guys. That's 1/5. We are already there. Thank you, thank you, thank you, sir. Very much appreciated. Leslie said steam power was first utilized in London. I'm talking about during the Industrial Revolution. It slowly grew across the globe. Thanks, Obama, back in 1730. And so yeah, even though I didn't necessarily have the specific understanding of what Leslie is talking about here, I had the understanding that this wasn't just something that was in the air, and somebody over here might feel it, and somebody over here might feel like it was a definite push and agenda. Very, very good. Thank you for that. And shout out again to our new sponsor of the stream.
Global campaign, and has been a global campaign for generations. So this idea, but I need you to respond to this just real quick. If the idea,
I like how you said the global issue, because I was just going to bring up, it's not Obama's idea. Obama's the
What? Feminism wasn't Obama's idea?
one with the authority who implemented it, right?
So Obama didn't come up with feminism. He was just the first to implement it.
I'm not saying it was Obama's ideas. I'm saying he's the one, the man with the authority
So she's definitely not over 25.
that put it on society, right?
no,
It
there's been
wasn't Obama
tons.
that did it.
No, there's
Wait,
tons of
wait,
people
wait,
before
wouldn't-
Obama.
Wouldn't you both agree? But wouldn't you both
Right, if
agree
you want
that
men to be leaders, this was a man being
Why
a
would you
leader,
talk smack
and
on
he decided to do
on
that.
Twitter?
That's fine.
if this
but
is
wouldn't you both agree that
what you're
that-
going to serve
that
up?
the true push of intersectionality came with women's right to vote? I mean, that was the first
Okay, what
real
about
push
freeing
for
slaves?
egalitarian.
Slaves.
What about it?
Did that come first?
What about it? What does that have to do with anything?
Becoming more equal.
Authority.
Bro, why is her
Yeah, so that's a
room
different
look like
form of
Papa Smurf?
egalitarianism. So when we're
Right,
talking,
so
we're talking about if you're asking about this being a part of an egalitarian system,
What else is part of DEI?
I'll tell you what. When you're done,
Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Leslie said, for reference, before the 1730s, men were warriors, hunters, and tradesmen. They did not help raise young children ages 0 to 10. Yep, and I'm liberal enough that I think it's perfectly fine if people, don't necessarily want to follow exactly these gender roles. But clearly, it's gone too far. Clearly.
of an egalitarian system,
What else is part of DEI?
I'll tell you what. When you're done prattling, let me know.
Her room looks like the back of a
I'd be down to see that.
public bus where they have the blue lights so you
queer
can't like
theory that-
see your veins to shoot
Yes,
up.
they're
Holy
related to each
shit.
other, but they're not one and the same.
Yeah, okay, but listen. When you have forms of egalitarianism, okay, all forms of egalitarianism are all pushing towards the same thing, right?
Do you have any idea how much money he made on this? I don't, but at least a couple thousand. Couple thousand to sit down with a dumb girl for a couple hours.
Egalitarianism, okay, all forms of egalitarianism are all pushing towards the same thing, right? Which is the equality between Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D, et cetera, and to infinity. Okay,
And
doesn't
beyond.
matter what
Don't
group
know,
it is,
Justin.
and it doesn't matter what the
Like, this person's like, is she even sober? Probably not.
disparity is. Doesn't matter if the disparity is, well, it's because you're black, or it's because you're a woman, or it's because you're poor, or it's because you live over here in the trees, and so you have a disadvantage against people who build huts on the ground.
Yeah, I heard him say in a different context that, I mean, it could be blowing smoke, but he definitely does get a lot of super chats, but he's in like the top 5 of super chatted channels. So that's a couple thousand, a couple bands for that.
or it's because you live over here in the trees and so you have a disadvantage against people who build huts on the ground. It doesn't fucking matter what the disparity is. Female feminists are part of a movement towards egalitarianism. Their goal specifically is to close the gap between men who are the oppressor class to women who are the oppressed class. That is the only way feminism can work. Otherwise, what the fuck are they trying to do exactly? Can you tell me that, Samantha? What are they trying to do?
I don't know, just like get rights and like be equal and smash the patriarchy.
Hey, who's they?
Feminists.
How do these feminists control the world and what we do? How are they?
What the fuck are you talking? We can listen.
What?
Pay attention to what I'm
What?
asking. Hang on. Pay attention to what I'm
This
asking.
is like
Very,
mind
very
blowing
simply.
to
Here's
you.
what I'm asking you.
So we could see clearly that Andrew is just as I put in the title, holding her hand through this, and I think that it's actually a smart. I think he understands that if he were to just go ham on this girl, then it wouldn't even look good on him. It'd be like, well, bro, like what? Whoa. That was not necessary. So he has to, just sit there and try to walk her through all of this. And it's fun for me to watch. I don't know about you guys. Indie Film said this is just a great example of the problem between the left and the right. The left just seems in a bubble of low information. Once you try to dig a little deeper, there's nothing there. Indie Film said, honestly, feel bad for this woman. I see that. I'm not going to shed any tears, but I definitely hear you. I definitely hear you. It's got to be, because clearly she came into this thinking that she'd be able to at least have the conversation, and she can't even hold a conversation. So I don't know if I feel bad for you, but I'm right there with you.
Pay attention to what I'm asking. Hang on. Pay attention to what I'm
This
asking.
is like
Very, very
mind-blowing
simply.
to
Here's
you.
what I'm asking you. If feminist goal is not to level the playing field between men and women by making them completely equal with each other, hang on.
What is it there for?
Huh?
Then
what
is it?
Yeah, what is it?
Okay, but I don't know what
What do you mean? Okay, but what? What is it?
every feminist idea of feminism is, right? Like there are different even
Bro,
you could
she's
say,
trying to
black
work.
She's definitely. I don't. I would put it. I don't even think she's drunk. I think it's pills. It seems like she's on some Xans to me.
this idea of feminism is, right? Like there are different even
Bro,
you could
she's
say,
trying to
black
work
women have
angles,
their
by the
own
way.
type
She's
of
like looking at the
feminism, right?
camera.
They don't like white
Just
feminism.
pick and stick. Pick and stick,
Right?
lady.
Okay.
It's not going to help.
Listen. Let's say.
Hey, right on time. We got indie film. Guantec. Now we both in the building. The party's here. Welcome. Very good to see you. Was she actually drinking during this? Because it's not so much that she's slurring her speech; it's that she's not able to get it out in the get the words there in the first place. And if you've ever been on a bunch of Xans, you know exactly what that is like.
Stick,
Right?
lady.
Pick and stick.
Okay.
It's not going to help.
Listen. Let's say. Okay. Let's say. Hang on. Let's.
Let me just
All
jump
right.
in real quick. What
Okay,
Andrew's
So I think he's unlikable, but I think it's a perfect example of why people need to understand how people like Andrew debate, how they think, how this works. Because even if you have, like we talk about all the time, even if you have strong ideas, if you can't articulate them, especially to people who either don't understand or don't agree, then it doesn't fucking matter. It just doesn't matter what your ideas are. What Defoe said, maybe she just doesn't know the words since she's never thought about it before. Very, very possible. But again, then what? I guess it's just the lack of self-awareness that like I can do anything. Why would you want to do this? Why would you subject yourself to this?
Okay. Let's say.
what
Hang on.
Andrew's
Let's.
asking. Let me just jump in
right.
real quick. What
Okay,
Andrew's asking
if
is-
I'm a feminist, I want to be able to have rights, but I don't care about equaling the playing field.
No. Why do you want to have
How
rights?
could you have rights?
Yeah. Why do you want to have rights then?
But why do men want to have rights if their playing field is not?
Because they really think they should be in charge.
But it's not equal.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Now you're getting it.
Yeah, right.
No, it's so if just men.
Right. It's not equal. Men are physically superior, and when it comes to running societies, men are superior. Men do better.
Have rights. Are
Uh-huh.
all men, yes, equal in the sense they all have the same rights? but
Right.
Are they the same type of man?
No.
No.
Right.
Okay.
Which has what to do with what?
You think you did a thing, honey? You didn't do a thing.
But can we admit there's maybe some women that are smart and could be maybe a lawyer or a doctor?
Sure.
But most women.
That's not. I'm telling you guys, this is not pure. This is not just alcohol.
And can we admit that some women are not meant to be mothers?
Sure.
Right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I understand, like, that's what I'm telling you. My definition of feminism is I don't control the big organizations. And I like how you said oppressor. Oppressor. It reminds me of colonizer, right?
Can he vote?
Oh, honey, sweetie, baby. Yep, it's just like that. Shout out to Indie Film. Thank you so very, very much for the $5. Burning untreated 2x4s. That's gonna get you some nice smoke. You gotta smoke some ribs over that. Thank you. And of course, the new co-sponsor of the stream. Thank you. Yeah, one of us said, because maybe some isn't an argument, yet it's the only argument feminists have. Yep. It is hard to watch, but I think the value is in sitting there and understanding why. Why is it hard to watch? Not the fact that we are cringing. What is it that we're actually cringing about? Because I'll key in on something, not you, Leslie, specifically, but in general, it is way too easy. Like maybe you're not this. Maybe you're not lacking this much self-awareness, but there's a lot of people who feel like they have a good understanding of what's in their head, and they try to get it out. And it looks exactly like that.
Colonizer, right?
Can he vote?
What?
Can he vote
Where?
in the United States?
Oh,
I was gonna make a joke about something gay, but I didn't know if you guys would hear it. But the colonizer—that's what they called Raekwon.
What?
Can he vote
Where?
in the United States?
oh,
Yeah.
what?
Yes.
No, the other person.
Okay, so then if you can vote in the United States, you're exercising political power. You're exercising political power, then necessarily you have a say in whether or not you can send men off to war and all sorts of other different things. So, like, I don't even know what the hell you're babbling about. If you're asking about can some men not be leaders? Can some women not be mothers? Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing: can some men be born with vaginas? Can some women be born with penises? Can some meteorites strike some house chimneys? Like, yes, all of that shit is true. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Here's what we're talking about. If feminism, the stated goal of the philosophy of feminism,
Yeah. So at this point, he should be like, okay, we can't. I can't even try to have anything high mind. I just need to tease out what is the thing that she thinks, so I can knock that down. That's the only way to proceed at this point. She's not smart enough to banter with and set her up for a trap or anything like that. Usually, what do you think about this? Okay, well then why that? That's the level you have to go to.
here's what we're talking about. If feminism, the stated goal of the philosophy of feminism, is not to bridge the oppressor-oppressed relationship between men and women, then what the fuck is it, Samantha?
Shout out to Liberty Plus TV. Welcome. I told you. So she's on benzos for sure. I've been in arguments with women on Xanax, and this is exactly how it goes. I've been in arguments where I've been on Xanax, and this is exactly how it goes. When you know, you know. Exactly. Welcome to the party. Very good to see ya.
Oppressor-oppressed relationship between men and women, then what the fuck is it, Samantha?
I don't know.
I'll look up the definition for you. How about that? 'Cause you don't need to cuss at me.
How? Oh, okay.
It's
This
just
is
how
actually-
I talk. I'm not.
Okay, this is actually getting frustrating now because, like, you've talked all this smack on Twitter. You're a raging feminist, and then you come completely unprepared. You don't have an opening statement or anything like that, and now you don't have
Googling a
of the thing
definition
that you're trying to defend in the debate. This is horrendous. Let's carry on. I'm gonna have some super chats on the screen here, guys.
not cussing. Stop
Yeah,
tone police.
are you-
Stop tone policing. You're a big
are you-
girl. You're a big girl. Stop tone
are you
policing.
from the
Yeah, she's
East
a big,
Coast
strong
or
woman.
What?
Don't need
Are you
no
from the
man.
East Coast?
No,
You gonna have like a New York? I was just wondering.
no, not from these. Coast.
Exactly, Devin.
Okay.
Another misdirect. What does Devin say here on there? A rhythmic, smooth boxing style would logically follow, considering the Russians are known for ballet. I don't get it.
Definition of feminism: the advocacy of women's rights on the basis of the quality of sexes. But now it's not even based.
Wait.
on
What is it? Hang on. Read it again. Read it again.
It's based on equity. So the definition is the advocacy of women's rights on the basis of equality.
Oh.
Who caught the dirty word?
Oh yeah. So equality, and you agree with me? Egalitarianism is equality. Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
then it would be the movement of egalitarianism against
Thank you,
men,
Ryan.
which would necessarily put men in the oppressor role. Yeah.
Shout out again to Nick Lucetti. Thank you so very much. Hitting us again. No question, no comment, just pure love of the Overlord. And that is right, guys. Every donation comes with a treat for Morty. I don't know what's wrong with him today. It snowed today. I don't know if that did something, but he's been doing his Chihuahua shake all day. So these treats are definitely helping him out. Thank you so very, very much, sir. What the said equality isn't equity. Very true. Very different things. Leslie said, so if wars started feminism, then do we connect what caused wars to what caused more modern feminism? If so, we would have to blame economics and kingmaking in Britain, France, Russia, stopping Baghdad railroad. It starts to fall back into the oligarchs. Also, the gender shift of all fathers becoming trans women in the 1700s as well. I think before we get that far back, we have to I think you're trying to jump to all the way at the beginning when they're working backwards. So let's hold on to this thought, and by the time they're talking more about, because again, we're still trying to figure out what she thinks feminism is today. She hasn't even figured out what feminism is today. So, going back 300 years or whatever, she is, that's definitely going to be not really on her radar. But yeah, you make a good point. Like said, hair pulling is not a good sign from women. From a woman, she might as well grab a teddy bear or a security blanket at that point. I didn't notice. I guess I'll have to look out for that. Any fellow said equality good, equity bad. The OG feminists were about equality. Yep. But that got corrupted real fast.
Movement of egalitarianism against men, which would necessarily put men in the oppressor role. Yeah.
If you wanted to call the man the oppressor in that role, sure.
That's what they would call him.
I think anybody would be able to say that.
Yeah, but like, I was kind of talking with Hosley about it earlier. I believe in like Judeo-Christian values, which
what does that mean? What does that mean? Please ask what that means.
If you want.
Please ask what Judeo-Christian means.
And see the fact that Jake's like, oh, ask her what that means. It's not that it didn't occur to Andrew to be like, okay, well, what are Judeo-Christian values? I think it's just that he's realizing that if I do that, we're just going to derail again, and she's not going to give me anything. So let's just let it go. And that's the kind of thing that, maybe that's what Bonseg was speaking to about saying that he's gotten better. Maybe it's just like, hey, just lead it. You don't need to hammer her on what Judeo-Christian values actually are in order to win this debate.
What does that mean? Please ask what that means.
If you want.
Please ask what Judeo-Christian means.
In Judaism, there's not this like concept that the wife has to like serve the husband, right? And they serve.
Are you asking or telling?
Each other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of have a different core belief than you.
Okay.
And
it has nothing to do with the global feminism trying to take over the patriarchy.
Okay, but this debate is not over Jewish versus Christian ethics.
I know, I'm just letting you know.
Okay, but I'm letting you know that your worldview of how Jewish ethics intercede between Jews has zero bearing. Hey, stop! I just let you talk, right? Give me 10 seconds to at least respond. Okay. So the thing is like it has no bearing. Jewish ethics or Christian ethics have no bearing on the debate that we're currently having now. If you're trying to say to me, I think feminism is something different based on Jewish ethics.
See, that's what. See, now you can see that he's trying to help her. He's trying to help her because he can't even have, he can't even do the debate. He can't even show his debate skills unless there's something to debate. So he now has to, she now, yeah, she don't know shit. He now has to set her side up for her. And again, I want you to understand. What I want you to understand is that yes, this girl is dumb. This girl is ignorant. She doesn't know what she's doing, and she's probably really fucked up. But I think the majority of us, myself included, I think the majority of us in here, if we were on a live stream debating somebody who was better at debating than us, then we all would look a lot more like her than we do with than we would look like Andrew debating somebody who knows more. And it's really easy to sit back and be like, oh well, obviously, but you're not on the thing, you're not watching the chat, and everybody's like, oh, you suck, this is stupid, oh my god, I get it. And it's a different thing. It's just a different thing. Shout out to Unwanted Foe again with the $2, said he will win the debate just by letting her talk. And hey, if you can, that is the best way to win. That's how Trump won, right? That's how Trump won. Just let him hang himself. Hey, shout out to Guam Tech, shared twice. Thank you, guys. It does help so very, very much. And of course, we got a new sponsor of the stream. Thank you very, very much, sir.
Trying to say to me, I think feminism is something different based on Jewish ethics than what the stated goals of Western feminists are, then that's a whole different claim. But I don't really understand why you're bringing up Jewish ethics. I don't give a shit about Jewish ethics. I care about the debate topic, which is feminism. So in feminism, it's egalitarianism. The movement towards egalitarianism, which creates an oppressor-oppressed class. That's the philosophy of feminism. The males have to necessarily be the oppressors, or else who the hell are the oppressors? It has to be the men. Otherwise, who is it? So in this case, when we're...
And women can never be truly liberated, according to the feminists, unless they break the shackles of the patriarchy and break the shackles of their loving families. They can never be liberated.
Talking about feminism, when you look up the definition, it says a movement towards equality. You say equality is egalitarianism. If it's a movement towards egalitarianism, it's an oppressor-oppressed relationship. Very simple, right?
Yes, but DEI goes a step further than that. Equity.
Why are you talking about DEI?
I don't believe in equity.
Okay, good for you.
You believe in
but feminism does.
equality. I think that's what
What does equality mean?
That all people are created equal, and that all people deserve an equal say in the future of how things are run.
Well, no, because we'll get into if we want to do restrictions on voting, it would be different parameters.
What the hell is a parameter?
Parameters.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it, brother.
Parameter. Sorry. Okay, so I guess
You never know. You never know when you will be the Zand Up Blue Lady. Well said. Oh man. Wait. I forgot I was empty. But yeah, and of course, I'm not saying that you would be this dumb. What I'm saying is if you're in a different situation, then you could be the one that is way out of their depth, not realizing that you're out of your depth. And it's a lot easier to get there than people think. I've been there. And I will probably be there again. Because again, it is very easy to get out of your depth and to think, oh, I know what's good here. And then somebody comes in and they know what's good. And, it is not fun. It's not fun. You don't want it to happen any more than you need to. Next to the biggest difference would be that I would be crying. I hope I'd realize it's time to shut up. Parameter. The only person who said it that way is Preach from Abba and Preach. And yeah, well, he's that's his second or third language. So, he gets away with it. Shout out to Jaden. Welcome to the party. We are just laughing at this dumb, zanned out feminist just getting dog walked.
Appreciate it, brother.
Parameter. Sorry. Okay, so I guess okay, so I actually have to appeal to the moderator here. Halsey, I actually don't know what the hell this chick is talking about. Like, what the hell are you talking about right now? Do you have a problem with feminism, or do you not have a problem with feminism?
I don't think it's the problem of the world of everything.
I'm not saying it's a problem
What?
of
Oh
everything.
my
I don't
God.
think feminism had anything to do with a rock that was in my shoe this morning when I put my shoe on, and it caused me a moderate amount of discomfort. That would be a problem. It had nothing to do with feminism. But are you here to argue a pro-feminist or an anti-feminist stance?
As he said, I just want to make certain you guys understand I am not saying children should be raised by one woman or one trans woman. Children should be raised by many women or trans women. Interesting. That's one way to look at it for sure. Understood. Shout out to Dan J. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Indeed, it takes a village. Indeed, and everybody's got to play their role, right? Welcome, 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 Dan. Very good to see ya.
Are you here to argue a pro-feminist or an anti-feminist stance?
Say, for example, when Trump gets to office, he
Why can't you just
magically
answer the
cancels
question?
all DEI, reverses all that. We already did.
I hope he does.
The race one, like to get into college.
Everyone loves the parameters.
Supreme Court already overturned that.
What are the parameters of feminism?
So in the future, it might get better, right? If we eliminate all
What?
these quotas, it goes back to just based on merit.
Okay, but
Yes.
I think
Okay. All right. Yeah. She's saying if we go back to basing things on merit, then it will be better. Yes, I agree with that. Okay. So if that's your position, then you're not really here defending feminism, because that's not what feminism calls for.
All these quotas, it goes back to just based on merit.
Okay, but I think what he's asking is, let's say there were no DEI, there was no movement of gay rights, there was no right of trans rights, there was none of that left. All that was left was the movement of men's rights and women's rights.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I need a
Then
cigarette right now.
Would you see them as being equal rights, or would you see them as being one being subservient to the other?
Well, right. I see them as equal.
Okay, then you're
All right. And so there you go. Now, because the moderator was able to put it in terms that she could understand or meet her where she's at, now we have a position. Now we have a position that you can argue against. And so I think that is that kind of highlights a weakness of Andrew, that he needs somebody who's going to be ready to jab, or otherwise he can't just have a normal conversation. And I do think that is a weakness.
great. So we've established that you're a feminist. So you would be arguing a pro-feminist stance.
Yes.
Okay, got it. So can you
Only took us 15, 20 minutes to get there.
tell me what the moral imperative is of equal rights?
For women to have agency over their own body and life, probably.
So you're pro-abortion.
Of course.
I'm
So
not
it always comes back to.
pro-abortion,
So it always comes back
but
to.
I believe women should have the right.
To abort.
Yeah. So again, guys, a moral imperative just means, a principle that would compel you to do something because it's the right thing to do. So, like, remember when we were talking about categorical imperatives, and we were talking about the girl drowning in the lake, and is it a moral imperative for you to save her if there's nobody else around? That kind of thing. That morally it's required. So that's what he's asking about. What are the moral imperatives of feminism? Where we at? Jeff Pearson in the building. Welcome to the party. Said her agency is more important than anyone else's. Well, that is modern feminism if I ever heard it. Indeed. Welcome to the party.
What comes back
But
to.
I believe women should have the right.
Right. What you should do.
To abort.
Yes.
Okay, now why should people have sovereignty over their own body?
I don't. When do you think it starts at conception? I don't want to get into that, and because then that
I'm not
gets
having an
into-
abortion debate. I'm talking about bodily autonomy. I don't care about abortion.
Thanks,
We live in the
X-Monster.
United States of America. Women are
Oof, this super chat. Daddy wasted his money sending this one to college. Yikes.
already got that right. It was taken away. Now it's gone to the states.
Okay, well, let me try this a different way.
You're the man, Ryan.
Let's start with this. What do you think a right is?
Okay.
That's a right is an unalienable right given to.
Well, you can't use the word to describe the word. It becomes circular. It'd be like if I asked what's a woman, you said a woman is a woman is a woman.
Why don't you define it for me?
Well, why do I need to define for you what you think a right is?
See, I wouldn't, again, knowing that she's just like, why do I need to do? Because she doesn't know. That's why you need to define it for her. She almost sound like she's like, cause it's nice. I mean, rights are nice. It is nice to have rights.
Well, why do I need to define for you what you think a right is?
I'm asking you, please. Can you please, sir?
No, no, listen, I
Inherent
can't. Right now, I'm trying to figure out what you think a right is. If we're talking about right,
An inherent entitlement. Is that fair? Would anybody disagree that a right is inherent entitlement? Let's also remember, guys, we have the poll up, a bunch of people, but we are almost at 50-50. So I'll wait for one more vote, unless it brings us back to 50-50. We are at 52-48. Should women be forced to be part of the draft? Yes or no? Let me know.
oh, no, listen, I can't. Right now, I'm trying to figure out what you think a right is. If we're talking about rights and you have a conception of them and think I should have them and you should have them,
Just anything that's not wrong.
you should be able to tell me what they are.
Who gives men their rights?
Okay, what is a right?
That's
Let's start with
another
that.
question.
It's something that that's given, or you can.
Is it though? Is it though? I disagree. Well, I mean, if you want to phrase it as given by God, even though I don't agree with that framework, then I can accept that. Shout out to Carl's Frosted Tips with the 199. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. Said no one calls 911 for a feminist. You goddamn right. Well, unless you have two other feminists, the best way to beat a feminist is with another feminist, I think. I don't know. Welcome to the party, brother. Very good to see ya.
Something that that's given, or you can say either from God or
Okay.
from the government.
Okay,
From the
fair
government.
enough. Fair enough.
You do
Okay.
something.
Okay, so okay, got it. So these
Something
are
that's given.
like entitlements, you would say?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Right.
And so again, it's if you're Andrew and you're comfortable in your position that okay, there's nothing this bitch could say that's gonna make me be like, I never thought about feminism that way. Maybe it's not so bad. When you know that, then you're not risking anything by helping her out. You're only bolstering your own point. But like I helped you make your point, and then I still knocked it down. And I think he's not used to doing that, but he does seem to be trying to go in that direction. Context said two feminists cancel each other out. It's basically man rules at that point. Fair enough.
He's being very nice.
So do
here.
they exist in tangible reality or are they constructions of the mind?
The construction of the mind.
He's
They're a
being
construction of the
very
mind.
nice.
Okay. So what we're really talking
Social construction.
social construct. We'll go with that. That's fine.
I mean, Jake was just saying he's being nice. I don't know if he's being nice. He's being easy. He's taking it easy on her. I don't know if he's being nice, but yeah, he's definitely taking it easy on her.
Okay, that's an easy way to look at it, I guess. So if a right is a social construction, it does not exist in reality. Why the hell should I give you one?
Why the hell should you not give me one?
That's begging the question.
Oh, come
You're asking.
You're begging
You're the one
question.
saying you should have them.
Yeah, because it's nice.
Why is a human I should not be able to have?
Stop answering questions with more questions. Just answer the question and then ask your own question. That's right. That's right. We forgot about the male feminist. The only thing worse than a feminist is a male feminist. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Jeff said the right to defend yourself is a social construct because it's nice. Yes. According to the feminist. According to the feminist. I mean, this isn't the most high-minded show that we're going to do all year. It might be, but probably not. We just having a little bit of fun for January.
Have them.
Why is a human I should not be able to have agency over?
Because we haven't demonstrated that these things exist, let alone that there should be an entitlement for them or that anybody's entitled to them. So I need to know why.
So what you're saying is you have your truck because they cancel each other out. Word up. This is Andrew. It looks like he's had better debates against a hamster. Yep. I'm watching post. The dictionary definition of a male feminist is a predator. Got him. Thank you so very, very much for the likes, ladies and gentlemen. Very much appreciated.
Let alone that there should be an entitlement for them or that anybody's entitled to them. So I need to know why a person's.
Okay, guys. I've got to stop this. I've got to mention this. Does this remind anybody else of when you're like out at a bar or something and you have your like base takes that you've been watching on like the Crucible or Rattlesnake TV and you're like sort of wanting
or the Indian Jesus
to sharpen your tools a little bit, and then you come up and you like find some like drunk sort of like blonde-haired Karen. He's like, "What do you mean I shouldn't have my rights on my body? What do you mean I shouldn't have agency over my body?" Or something like that. And he's like, "Oh yes, I'm gonna practice all of my practice."
I'm gonna practice so hard right now. It's one or the other. Either a predator or a pussy ass predator. Gonzag said, Andrew taking it easy on you should be considered an insult. Just like martial arts, the instructor doesn't take you seriously if he's taking it easy. Yeah, but I don't think she's even aware enough to understand that that's what's happening. She's barely able to keep up with the words that are coming out of his mouth. So understanding the context of what's going on, sometimes stuff goes over my head, but like, this is bad. This is bad, baby.
Like that.
Okay, we can do whatever we want. So if we establish that we can do whatever we want, it just comes down to force, right?
Sure.
Okay, so then if it just comes down to force, men have a monopoly on force, and you appeal to men for your rights. That's the end of the argument.
So then why were there kings? One man had all the money and all these peasants.
The peasant, you mean, why did kings have monopolies on force? Because men work within hierarchies, and so within these hierarchies of force doctrine, some of them climb up to the top of the force doctrine where they command force doctrine. However, men can at any time they want to appeal force doctrine with force, and women can't. So if rights are just a construction of the mind, you're actually just asking men to use force on your behalf.
Yup. Jeff said, I can't see her very well. I hope that gal is really pretty or really rich. Probably not. I mean, that cup ain't cheap, but women and their spending. So bless her. Bless her. Like I said, all right, he's basically fighting a puppy right now with a pinky. Yep. But again, I think it's a very important is not the right word, but it's a very poignant thing to watch because we don't often see somebody who's this inept willing to put their face on the internet and show how inept they are. And as much as, when there's a good debate, we definitely want to break that down and be, oh, that's interesting because of this and because of it. There's definitely much to be learned about a performance like that.
That's what you're actually asking.
Well,
that's a good question.
Sure, but
do you expect men to use force on your behalf?
Well, yes, only if I work and I pay taxes that pay the salaries of the police and the military.
So why do you deserve that, though?
Just like you do, because you work and pay taxes to the military and the police.
Yeah, but why is it a necessitation that because we have a police and military, that means women have rights? Even if women pay for it, like, that's not really telling me why that should be the case.
So I think this is on the framework that men, this force doctrine, meaning if I can, physically do it, then if I can physically do it, then I'm allowed to physically do it. And so under that framework, why should the men use their force doctrine use their force on behalf of women? Where are we at? King said, see, sometimes Xanax in excess can be a good thing. Oh, Xanax in excess can be a good thing a lot until it's not. But it's plenty good when there's a lot of Xanax. It's just, it definitely gave us this video. Indeed. Look at that. A new profile pic from Carl's Frosted Tips. Said I worked with a feminist cop. Oh, God. She made it about 2 months before quitting. Surprise, surprise.
that means women have rights, even if women paid for it. Like, that's not really telling me why that should be the case.
You're begging the question with me, and I do the same logic.
What question is he begging?
With you, why do men have rights? You haven't convinced me why men have
They
rights.
don't have.
Well, in her framework, because we as men have the ability to physically impose what we want. That's what he said so far.
Same logic with you. Why do men have rights? You haven't convinced me why men have
They
rights.
don't have rights. They have force.
Okay, so that's your whole. Now I understand your argument. Okay.
To be fair, I didn't know that that's where he was coming from either.
Right. So now
I understood he was saying that is a possibility. I didn't understand he was saying that we want it to work that way.
are men using force?
Yes.
So then why does feminism exist?
Good question.
Because
Okay.
they let them.
So
Because
do you
they
think
let them.
that
They're so
do you think that
nice.
men can grant women the right to be feminists?
They did.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
So feminism exists. Men granted the
Because
right
men
for
said
women
it's
to have a social
Exactly.
contract with men,
He's
where
got it.
where women then
Yeah.
have the
This
same
is
authority
good.
and accountability as men.
Yes.
That's part of the social contract. However, they have violated their end of that social contract because they don't have accountability, and instead have usurped authority. So, what's the accountability of women? Can women be drafted?
No, but there's
No.
And speaking of which, let's end the poll there with 56% of you saying that yes, women should be forced to be part of a draft. And I completely agree. If I mean, as much as we can talk about men overall and women overall, if I can be drafted into military service, there are plenty of women who are more physically capable than myself. Let's just be honest here. Let's just be honest. That is why I need you guys to help me bulk up. But the fact of the matter is, there are absolutely women who can do things in the military. And I wouldn't want to put myself on the front lines because I wouldn't do very well. And I don't think she would do very well either. But there are plenty of other things to do in the military than be infantry. So I completely believe that women should be required for the draft. And yeah, I agree. Unwanted fellows, so the right to vote comes with the requirement for being drafted. And that absolutely should apply to women, especially under a feminist mindset or ideology.
So, how is this an equal social contract then?
Okay, what if
But are you
we-
saying that if they could be drafted, it would be equal?
No, it
What
still
if
wouldn't
we-
be because of force doctrine. We can get into it
Make
though.
Okay.
you happy? What if we eliminated the draft option?
So that and so you could see that you're like, no, there's still the force doctrine. I personally at this point don't exactly know what he means by that, but he's understanding like, okay, we can't get there yet. We have to build the road. And so maybe that's another lesson in here is not only don't be the blue Zandout girl, but when you find yourself across from the blue Zandout girl, then be like this Andrew and not the Andrew that debated Dave Smith the first time. There you go. Wanted Bo says also why 70% of women were against the first feminist movement because they didn't want to be drafted. Bingo. And I wouldn't be either. Where is Guam Tech's mind? So this chick just needs to stick to bird law. I'm into bird. I wish I couldn't remember a quote, but shout out to Charlie Day.
And we can get into it though.
Okay.
You happy? What if we eliminated the draft option?
What if you eliminated the draft and you wouldn't have a nation?
All the women serving, right?
Do we agree with that? Like, if we were to get rid of the draft today, I think that's a strong statement. We wouldn't have a country. We wouldn't have a nation.
Option.
What if you eliminated the draft and you wouldn't have a nation?
All the women serving right now in America.
So really quick, guys, we got just over 4 minutes left on the swole goal. If we don't hit it, then I will put up another one and we can try to make it. But the requirement's going to go up and the bench presses are going to go down. So get those super chats in 4 minutes on the dot to hit our goal.
The draft and you wouldn't have a nation.
All the women serving right now in America.
Well, the draft argument is kind of not
Bring
really
in the
valid anymore
mail.
because there isn't really a
Bring in the mail.
No, there
like
is
in
still a
that new
draft, and
movie.
it is still valid. And the thing is at
I
any
gotta
time,
kiss them
all
folks
men
that
who are
mail.
able-bodied can be called up by the if the Selective Service Committee and Congress.
There we go. Unwanted Bo with another $2. That takes us over the halfway mark, guys. Very, very, very much appreciated. We got equality and difference because of vagina over on Rumble. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Said all the women serving. You mean servicing Wang? Good one, good one, good one. And welcome to the party. We got our boy Dylan Soup. Very, very, very good to see you, sir. Welcome, welcome. Said happy leftist insurrection day. And to you, sir. Shout out to Indy Boom. T-minus 350, 250 now, 250 now. We got another one. Oh my God. Guantex, whoa, hey, yo, no diddy. Guantex soapy cack. I don't want to be talking about Guantex cock, but hey, if you pay me, then I'll talk about just about anything. I mean, thank you very, very much. I got to do some math, and we will call the new sponsor of the stream.
Time, all men who are able-bodied can be called up by the if the Selective Service Committee and Congress decides tomorrow to call up all able-bodied men between whatever ages they want, like they did in the Ukraine, they can do it. All the way up to 60, 70, 80 years old, they can do it, and that does not apply to women. That's one. The second is the other part of the social contract here, which is being violated between men and women, is that women who never will have a front lines position in combat ever, no matter what, right, can still vote to send men to combat. That
now, again, that is a very fair point. When we're talking about the generalization, that is a fair point that women can vote to send men. But I can also vote to send other men to the front lines. So we can't go too far with that. Oh my goodness, we got Carl's Frosted Tips. Said, buy guns, work out, train, and be a man. Hashtag 2A. Hell yeah. Love it, love it, love it. And oh my goodness, a big one, a green one from Nick. How many is that? Oh my goodness. No question, no comment, just pure love for the puppy. 3 more, and I'm on the floor, guys. 3 more, and I'm on the floor. Thank you so very, very much. Oh, 2 more, and I'm on the floor. Thank you, sir. Paulie Denver said, I never signed a confounded social contract. I said, shit, me neither. And that's why I'm like, hey, I mean, I'm not trying to go on the front lines either. I'm just saying. Carl said no draft, no vote. I again 100% with that. 100%. Leslie said, back and here to remind everyone how war caused modern feminism in regards to the poll. That is okay. Hey, this is a free show, guys. This is absolutely free. Never do you need to apologize for watching a free show for free. It's just if you would like to donate it and keep it going and help us build, that is very much appreciated. But it is a completely free show. And where's that? Oh my goodness. I'll give you another. I'll give you somebody other than Unwanted Foe. We are 1 away. I'll give you another 30 seconds and it'll count. Another 30 seconds, and it will count. Up to you guys. Thank you. I wish that shit would show up on screen, man. It looks so cool. My thing here, you know? Thank you, everybody, so very, very much. Indie Film says... Where is it? Come on. There we go. Info said, I had an ex who was in a forward operating base in Afghanistan and had to carry a rifle with her. Women aren't technically on the front lines, but they're definitely in war zones. And again, that's legit. I'm okay with women being in war zones if they can, if they can do all the same things that are required. And there's probably not going to be many, but if one of two, if 2, 10, whatever, if they meet the threshold, if they meet the merit and they want to go to war, go for it. Go for it. Hey, Guam Tech takes us over the mark. Over the mark. Hell yeah. Another one. And one for good measure. Indie Boom. Thank you, guys. That's the goal, guys. We hit it. I'm going to give him a double there. Thank you. So very, very much. Should we do it at the end? Or yeah, let's do it. Let's do them at the end. Don't let me forget, so that we don't break up the show. I think that's a better way. What's this? Funkmaster was like, we'll do it at the end. I think that is a better way to do it. In case people are like, what the fuck is going on? So I definitely will not forget. But thank you. So very, very much. We got some puppy bench press in the future. Thank you. Shout out to Christopher Cohn. Said they can't do that to women. What is that? What is that they can't do? Any Film said she lost people in her unit to a bomb at a market. She'd been there days earlier. Yeah, war is a bullshit. War is not fun, is it? Not. I mean, I wouldn't know, but so they say. Thank you so very, very much, guys. Let's dive back in here and we'll get some puppy bench press in a little bit.
In combat ever, no matter what, right? You can still vote to send men to combat. That is a violation of egalitarian principles as well. So while these rights were granted by men to women, there was a social contract aspect of it that women have now violated, which is why you now see in the sphere men discussing, well, what happens if we just go ahead and take those fucking rights away then? That's why that's happening.
Okay, what's your opinion?
By the way, guys, she just admitted that men grant women all of their rights, that men grant women feminism. And that kind of just completely destroys her whole idea of men and women being equal. So that's that. I don't know if Andrew's going to use that. He didn't really like double down on that because he's being very, very nice to this lady who wasn't very nice to him on Twitter. But that is a killer argument.
You might not like this,
or a killer admission.
Israel, how?
But just quickly, guys. I'm predicting that before too long, she's really going to go into that. I'm just a little woman. I'm like a little woman. Like, you're being so mean. Oh, why are you being so mean to the little woman? I predict this.
Women have to.
I don't give a shit about Israel. It has nothing to do with our debate.
Oh, come on. That did not just happen. Oh.
Jake, what's the best way to contact you?
Oh, my God. All right.
Yes, man.
Give me. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Give me two.
Guys,
here.
I'm predicting that.
Hell yeah!
Before too long, she's really going to go into that. I'm just a little woman. I'm like a little woman. Like, you're being so mean. Oh, why are you being so mean?
That's how you do the damn thing. Just randomly clicked and found the perfect spot. Quality and Difference said, so true indeed. All female rights come from male benevolence. Indeed. Dylan said, and then he goes right to Israel, Palestine. Yep. Read the chat before. Okay, the chat before is she lost people in her unit. So again, the question is, they can't do what to women? Like, you could just say it instead of being a dick, but okay.
Going to go into that. I'm just a little woman. I'm like a little woman. Like, you're being so mean. Oh, why are you being so mean to the little woman? I predict this.
Women have to.
I don't give a shit about Israel. It has nothing to do with our debate.
No, I think she's just talking about the draft.
Concept of women having.
Women are not sent into combat situations in Israel. They're not frontline fighters. They can't make the cut even in Israel. In fact, I can pull up article after article from the Israeli Times discussing in depth why women are not equipped for battlefield positions inside of Israel. They're not equipped for it.
Okay, but the combat and all that is not the only part of the military.
Yeah, they can be in support.
No, that's exactly the point. Combat is not the only part of the military.
Support roles. However, how dare women vote so that men can go to frontline combat roles where they can be blown to smithereens when they themselves do not ever have to serve in such a role because they're not physically strong enough to do so. That's a violation of the social contract, which it states in egalitarianism that if you have equal authority, right, then you have equal responsibility. This is not the case. You don't have equal responsibility. So what the debate is about is why the fuck should we give you equal authority?
But they have a different responsibility.
What's their different responsibility? And are they fulfilling it?
the kids are working.
Oh, where are they taking care of the kids? What's the birth rate in Israel right now?
It's actually one of the highest.
Yeah, it's under replacement. And that's all, by the way, the birth rate only went up there because of in vitro fertilization, and a national campaign by the Israeli government for in vitro fertilization is a part of patriotism. It's the only way they even got it to tick up. And the only reason they did it to begin with is because they looked around and went,
I didn't know that.
holy shit, we're completely surrounded by enemies. Right. And said, well, actually, I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. It's one of the few that is slightly above replacement levels.
Yeah,
but that
it is
aside,
above.
it's because of in vitro fertilization. It's because hang on. It's because of the no, it was falling like a rock even before, when there was far more Orthodox Jews who were in charge of the country than there are secular Jews like there are right now. So the thing is, like right this second in Israel, the birth rate only ticked up due to in vitro fertilization and a national patriotic campaign that said we're completely surrounded by enemies. We had better start reproducing. That's the only reason. Here in the United States, we're under replacement levels in all Western countries. We're under replacement levels across the board. Right, women. So how could women be holding up their end of the social contract of taking care of kids if they're not even having them?
Okay, what?
When it votes, so my favorite is the male versus female SWAT teams running the same obstacle course videos. Really eye-opening to people who still claim women can do what men can do equally. I don't understand who is saying that. I don't like, even she is saying, well, some women can do some. If you honestly believe physically that men can do, that women on average can do all of the same things that men on average can do, I don't know who you are. Okay, so let's put a 1 in the chat if you know what Christopher is referring to. He said they can't do that to women. Then I said, what is that? And he said, read the chat before. The chat before is she lost people in her unit to a bomb market. She had been there days earlier. They can't. What? So since I'm dumb, can somebody explain to me what Christopher is saying? Because he said it. He said it. No? I guess we're just all so stupid and you're just so brilliant. Or you're probably on top chat and the chat that you see above you is not the one that's actually above you.
And be holding up their end of the social contract of taking care of kids if they're not.
Oh, okay. Got it. All right. Chris is obviously referring to Guamtag, saying, shit, I missed the goal. One tap by my ass. Oh, okay. Yeah, they definitely, you can't do that. You're right, Chris. I'm so sorry. And you know what? Unwanted foe, we need to dilly to you for being just as smart, if not a little bit dumber. Because, I mean, Chris Combs is, you might not be that smart. But, you can understand him. So, dilly to you being a goddamn genius. Could have just been like, oh, I was referring to this. Anyway, sounds like incels should go to Israel. I mean, the passport bro is definitely a thing. I genuinely, unless you know, then I don't care about his guess. He clearly wasn't clear. I asked for clarification, and then he said the same thing. So I'm not interested in your guesses. It's very clear that he said it. So we should all understand it, and we're all wrong and all dumb except for Unwanted Foe, because Unwanted Foe knows exactly what Christopher Combs was saying. He's the only one smart enough to understand. Or you're just being a dick for no fucking reason. Maybe he's saying they can't bomb women. Well, they definitely can. So if that's what you're saying, then you're wrong. But clearly, nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about. So either just answer the question, what is the that you're talking about? Or say, oh, my bad. I didn't realize that I was on top chat, and the chat that I saw above mine is not the same chat that you saw above mine.
Not even having them.
Okay, what do you know? Most, if not, there's only like a handful of countries that have the birth replacement.
Oh, equality's got a guess, and I think he means having women on the front lines. Maybe he definitely didn't say that.
Right.
Yeah,
so it's not just a Western problem. It's not.
That's true. Yes, it's a global problem, but we're specifically talking right now about the West. That's where feminism has been the most invasive. We're talking about feminism in the West.
Like industrial revolution and the modernization of the world has changed maybe our roles just in general. Maybe life's easier now.
Technology made it easier for women to be
Right?
feminists.
No offense, but I don't think you guys.
It wasn't
are
the women
as cool as,
marching. It
Oh, is he gone now? Oh, a moment of silence for the brilliant, brilliant mind that is Christopher Combs. One day, I'll be as smart.
was technology. That was one of the biggest reasons.
To be honest.
Well, I said, you made me laugh, you beautiful bastard. That is what I'm here for. All right, let's back this up a little bit. What we're talking about.
Technology made it easier for women to be
Right?
feminists.
No offense, but I don't think you guys.
It wasn't
are
the women
as cool as,
marching. It was technology. That was one of the biggest reasons.
To be honest.
So let's think about that. When is the first wave feminism is we're talking 1970s, is that right? So how did I guess he's talking about television then? In terms of women being famous, was that one of you guys saying that? In terms of women being famous and being notable, absolutely, social media specifically. You. Then late 1800s. Okay, thank you, equality. So yeah, then we didn't even have. So what I'm curious what Jake means by it wasn't the women marching, it was technology. If it was the late 1800s, what technology they had? And they had the
No
radio.
offense, but I don't think you guys.
It wasn't
are
the women
as cool as,
marching. It
the
was
Roman
technology.
soldiers,
That was one of the biggest
To be
reasons.
honest. That are the ones that would fight to death, right, in the Colosseum. Like I don't, you know, things have changed, right?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Are you arguing that?
I don't have to hunt anymore, right? Like things are changing. So as
Okay.
yes, I still believe. I understand that you're trying to say the force doctrine, but even in war, it's not even a fight to fight. We progress to guns, to planes, to atomic
That's still force. That's still applying force. It's just in a different way.
bombs, to now AI, right?
Oh, this.
So
What do you think they're doing in the
can
front
agree
lines in
that
Ukraine and
society
Russia?
changes and progresses.
I saw a
right?
video the
It's
other day
not
of
just
hand-to-hand
feminism,
combat,
It's not just men's fault.
stabbing each other to
It's
death.
kind of
She thinks we're
the way
fighting with
things
AI.
go.
Give me a break.
Oh, we got another interpretation from equality and deference, and we know that she's on it. So equality and deference said he means the Industrial Revolution generating sufficient resource. Oh, we're talking about. I thought we were still back there. Okay, no, we're talking about Jake. So he means the Industrial Revolution generating sufficient resources that women can pretend to be equal. Okay. All right. That makes a little more sense. I mean, that makes enough sense that I don't need to be like, I don't think so. But I would definitely be interested to see what specifically the aspects of that technology that we are talking about. Unwanted foe is saying this is the SWAT team we were talking about.
Vamos.
They even look like they're running slow.
5 ladies teams involved in the UAE SWAT Challenge this year. Belarus, Thailand, Chile. 2 teams from the Emirates.
I did see this. I saw this. I remember that.
The first one to get wet in the ice bath today. And
No Diddy.
well, they are stuck in the middle of that zip line.
Yeah, they do run
Remember,
like girls.
if you fall in the ice bath, you have to go back to the beginning of the zip line and do it again. And currently, Chile have 3 team members stranded in the middle of that ice bath. Thankfully, the water will be a little bit warmer than it was earlier on this morning. Vamos, vamos. And it just goes to show you how important momentum is. Oh, 3 team members in the drink. It's all going horribly wrong. And, well, forget about getting wet. The violations, the major safety violations for dropping weapons in the water are considerable.
Oh my God. Which is worse, watching this or the debate?
They will have to retrieve those weapons from the ice bath.
Oh my God.
And, well, I said it on a couple of occasions today that if that first member does not get across the ice bath and carry that momentum, it forces those behind to stall. And that's when the problems begin. And we saw that, didn't we? It almost happened a little bit earlier on.
All right, I think we get the point here. I did start a new goal. So you guys have already achieved the first goal. You've achieved the first goal of 25 puppy bench press. We have a new goal if you would like to add to that. And hopefully I'm not as pathetic as those women. All right, diving back in. Thank you, Unwanted Voe.
Kind of
She thinks
the
we're
way
fighting with
things
AI.
go.
Give me a break.
Because you're arguing to regress back, right? When society and everyone else is
Look at that
is
face.
progressing. And I just, I used to be liberal, not crazy liberal, so not I
You used to be liberal?
came back, especially like when the transgender stuff started.
Yeah, Squam Check. That was a SWAT team, a female SWAT team. It sounded, I think it was Spain, Chile. The Chilean women's SWAT team in an international competition for the UAE. And it went, it went just like you thought it would. Yep. Yeah, equality efforts, so they run like girls. Definitely do. I'm down for it. Hit up the Swogo.
Especially like when the transgender stuff started. I hate that.
Surely there's going to be a woman bring me a beer soon.
So let me kind of circle back here a little bit. Do women have duties in society?
Yes.
What are they?
It depends if they're married.
Oh my God.
Any duties?
Yes.
Do they have a duty to get married?
No, I would say no.
No. I mean, it's about there's
So
a
what
voluntary-
duties do they have?
I
So-
was just about to ask that. What duties do women have?
If
to-
women don't have a duty to get married, men don't also have a duty to get married.
So what duties do women have?
Whew.
You know
This
what I
is
mean?
brutal.
It's kind of it is circular reasoning, right? Because
What?
if men have duties, like it's their duty to get on down on.
I know
one knee,
what I
right?
know. Yeah, I know what
But
men's
women
duties
can
are.
be-
What are
women
women's
can be
duties?
married if the man, right, he
Sup,
has to get
Calvin?
on one knee, even right. It's not,
Yeah. Do you?
So-
I want you. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, this is her argument. The super chat here. A right is a right because a right is right, and indeed right is right, and then rights therefore must be right.
Do you think that
And then she'll be like, "What? You don't get it?"
the word woman and the word man are two different words?
yes.
Okay, great. What duties do women in society have?
Okay, we'll just do
Andrew's Black
more based on
X5.
biology, reproductive, having kids.
And are they
Just
having kids?
answer the question.
No,
Oh, okay. So then would you say they're failing in their duties?
why are they failing in their duties? And
Well, I thought. Yeah, well,
Shout out to Shooter McGavin. Love Abby Gilmore. I am definitely home, so don't know what you are talking about, but welcome to the party. He said that super chat was more coherent than this girl. Indeed. What are you talking about? What do you mean? I might be just stupid. I might not know what you're talking about, but I have no idea what you're saying, what you're asking me.
why are they failing in their duties? And
well, I thought. Yeah, well, listen. If you say women have a duty in society to reproduce, and I say, are they reproducing? You say no, then that would entail that they're failing.
Who saw that? Yo! This super chat. She looks like Mary from Tincast, but gained 100 pounds and became retarded. Oh, dilly to Andrew's black ex-wife. I mean, hey, once you go black, apparently you go to white single mothers.
Women have a duty in society to reproduce, and I say, are they reproducing? You say no, then that would entail that they're failing their duties. Yeah.
but men
I
are
think-
also not
yeah.
reproducing and so that means they're also failing.
Men
in their
can't
duties.
reproduce.
Guess
I
what?
don't know if you know this or not, but men are physically incapable of reproduction.
No, it's called mating. Don't be smart. You don't think men and women are different,
So
don't.
relevant,
right? You
Devin.
don't think men can mate. Yes.
I didn't say anything about.
Projection. Oh, we haven't gotten a projection in a while. It's been a minute. Good projection.
Don't be smart. You don't think men and women are different.
You mean you don't think
So
I don't.
Right?
relevant,
If you
Devin.
don't think men can mate, yes.
I didn't say anything about mating. I said that men can't reproduce. Can men go? Okay, let me ask you something, Samantha.
And again, where am I? I think that's kind of also a semantic thing to say men can't reproduce. Obviously, men can reproduce. Men can't carry children.
Can men go have abortions? Can men go have an abortion?
That doesn't mean you can't reproduce.
No.
No, why not?
Can men wear a condom?
Can men go have an abortion? Why can't they go have an abortion? What is the thing that prevents them from having an abortion?
Baby.
Because they don't get pregnant.
That's right. They don't get pregnant, so therefore they can't reproduce. What female
That's not what reproduce means, bro.
means is the sex associated with reproduction.
It's an interesting one, this one. The text vet says this is a result of online simping in action. All faltering and white knighting has flattering and white knighting led her to believe that she's qualified for this.
That was a terrible reading. What he said is this is the result of online simping in action. All the faltering and white knighting has led to her believe that she is qualified for this. Agreed.
But I also think, the guys, that it's just because feminists are just dumbasses. Like, I don't know really what else to say about this, but to be a feminist and to think that men and women are equal and that men and women could achieve some level of equality in all these different areas, you have to be totally delusional about how the world works and about human nature. So I've just come
Which
to the
most of
conclusion,
them are.
unfortunately, like, feminists are just dumbasses.
Look it up.
No.
I'll tell you what. Take a second. Look up the word woman. It'll say the sex that's associated with reproduction for a reason. Women are the ones who can reproduce.
For example,
I don't think it will say that. Let's pull that up. Quality said it's a semantic game. Men and women cooperate to reproduce. It's just the women that have all the goddamn rights. Using the capitalization that she did, and I definitely agree with that. But to say that men can't reproduce is scientifically incorrect. That is not an accurate statement. Men can't carry children. Men can't get pregnant, but absolutely men can reproduce. Jay gets it. I wasn't super familiar with him. But from just the little comments that he's making here and the thing that we covered the other day, I'm liking this dude. I like it.
no, I don't for a fact. Reproductive hormones would be testosterone, and estrogen. Okay, you're absolutely completely wrong on that. So next.
Let me ask you a question.
Bro, you just got owned by a drunk, zanned out girl who don't know what the fuck she's talking about. Words have meanings. Reproduce is something. Reproduction is something men can do. Oof.
A reproductive, you need basically you're saying for reproduction you don't need two sexes.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
It kind of is.
that men. I'm saying that men are not the ones who do reproduction. It's not their duty.
Yes, it is. It is men who are needed along with women for reproduction. How are you? I think he's just on autopilot, so I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're dumb. But like, I'm sure if I or if somebody was like, well, what you mean is hold the child, carry the child, not reproduce. Because obviously we all come from a man and a woman.
To do reproduction. Women's duty to reproduce.
Women go through pregnancy. They don't go through reproduction.
They don't. What is pregnancy?
When she's right, she's right. When she's right, she's right. I'll give it to her. He's wrong on this. Men absolutely can reproduce. Oh yeah, and then he said if you Google it, it will be woman. Well, okay, I don't know what Wikipedia I want. Merriam-Webster.
Woman,
Especially Southern.
woman, 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 women, woman, woman.
Sorry. Okay. Where am I? Can you guys see this? Boom. Adult female person, woman belonging to a fraternity, as by birth, usually based on combination, womankind, secondly, feminine nature, nothing about specifically the word reproduction. If you're gonna be this arrogant, and for 99.999% of this, you deserve it. You deserve to be arrogant. But if you're gonna be that arrogant, you gotta be on point. Shooter, I still don't know what you meant by home, but said men are needed more. You can't do anything without those little swimmers, bro. I mean, true, but you can't do anything without the eggs. And again, my point is that we do in fact need the men. So if you're saying need men more, then we're both agreeing, and Andrew's wrong, that men can reproduce, and it's by having sex and letting the woman hold the child. Hey, shout out to Unwanted Foe, our favorite bonus hole haver in the entire chat. I kid. Thank you so very, very much, sir. That's you out sponsoring yourself. Am I right? Let's see. The sponsor of the stream is the highest donation sponsor on Wanted Foe. I think I miscounted. I think it was 16 and now it's 15 and now it's 17. But either way, thank you so very, very much, sir.
To reproduce.
Women go through pregnancy. They don't go through reproduction.
They don't? What is pregnancy? What does that mean?
Animals do reproduction too, right? Do they have duties?
Did they get
No, I
pregnant?
don't think animals have duties. They have a duty to eat, for me to eat them. That's their duty. But so anyway, yeah, back to this. I'm just curious. Can a woman go and get pregnant absent ever meeting a man? Right this second.
No, because they're needed for reproduction. Quality and differences. Hey, heading out. Thank you so much for the laughs, for the information, and for being here. I very much appreciate it. You have a good night. Take care.
No.
Yes, they can. You
Yeah,
can
they
go to
can.
a woman's own. Yes, they can. They indeed can go and get pregnant right this second, absent ever meeting a man. Absent
Oh, meeting a man. Come on.
ever meeting a man. They don't need to have. They don't need to do the horizontal polka anymore, do they? So the thing is like since they don't need to do the wretched tango, it is the case that women can reproduce absent the mating portion of it, right?
True, but you said men can't reproduce. Just say yes.
What? I thought you what?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Technically, even gay men couples get a baby somehow. So.
Yeah, but that's not reproduction.
Yeah. So then you don't
Silent
need to
for a
make
huge
to
50
reproduce, do you?
bucks. Much appreciated,
not-
Silent.
that's the usual
Really
way-
appreciate that.
You just said. a
Appreciate all the
woman's
support
duty
tonight, guys.
reproducing.
Yeah.
As do I. Nick coming through again. Oh my goodness, we're gonna run out of treats here. Don't worry, we're not gonna run out of treats. We'll never run out of treats for the Overlord. Thank you so very, very much, guys. The next one takes us over the halfway mark for our second goal. Thank you so very, very much. You guys have been amazing so far tonight. Amazing. Thank you.
Appreciate it,
Not-
Silent.
that's the usual
Really
way-
appreciate that.
You just said.
Appreciate
a
all the
woman's
support
duty
tonight, guys.
reproducing
Yeah, and you
not-
said no, their duty is
So
to
why
mate,
did
but
you
the
call
thing is, it doesn't make any
define
sense,
progress
right?
At this point, I'm not. You know what I mean?
So Infilm said, okay, this is why I don't like this dude, because this is so intellectually dishonest. If there were no men, there would be no mankind. Are you talking about what I'm talking about in the reproduction part? Like, yeah, if so, I completely agree. I don't think that, hammering down this point really makes his point stronger, and I don't think it moves the conversation along. I completely agreed. Completely agreed.
It progressed to I'm asking you, if women have a duty in society to reproduce or not reproducing, they're failing in their duty. You still say no, that makes no sense. The entailment, if woman has duty to reproduce and is not reproducing, then they're failing in their duty.
Yes, but men have to. Women can't reproduce without. What you're saying is very expensive and for very few. And why would women want to reproduce without a man? Where are the men?
Great. So why? So wait a second. So let me get this right. So do you agree with me that there's actually slightly more women than there are men?
Very slightly.
So the sample size. So the sample size for men.
Yeah. And so that's why he specifically said without ever meeting a man. Yes. Okay. You can go to a sperm bank and never meet that man. But like, cool, bro. Oh, you did a thing. Like, come on, bro. Is that really the type of dub that you want?
Very slightly.
So the sample size. So the sample size for men is actually slightly higher than it is for women, right?
Same,
The sample size of women, right? It's like 49 to 51 or something like this, right?
Right.
Now, whenever
Oh God, what is this person saying? Oh God. Jonathan Dinan said I'm going to be a simp and follow her by getting drunk with some Jim Beam from my Trump mugshot glass. Oh well, there you go. Shout out to him.
you look at polls and research polls and Pew and things like this, it seems that men seem to have a hard time finding women, but women don't seem to have a very hard time finding men.
to mate with or to have sex with?
Either.
Well, I'm sorry. The sex part is mating, yeah?
No.
No?
I honestly thought he said meeting, not mating.
Sexual intercourse.
And I'm sorry, what's a prerequisite?
having
Wait, what's the
sexual-
difference between mating and sexual intercourse?
Okay, when two men have sexual intercourse, is that mating?
I don't.
When she's right, she's right. I would not call two gay dudes fucking mating. But that is definitely sex. When she's right, she's right. And this is, again, this is what happens. This is what happens when you're so, when you get too far ahead of yourself. Now he's in the position where, like, oh, I can say anything. And now within the last 5 minutes of the actual debate, he's made two statements that are just not correct.
Prerequisite. Wait, what's the difference between mating and sexual intercourse?
The butt.
Okay, when two men have sexual intercourse, is that mating?
I don't consider that to be sex. Consider that to be a form of masturbation.
Okay.
Okay, but that's what you consider it. Let's do biology.
Yeah, let's do biology. That's not sex.
Where should we go for this? Should we try? Let's see what ChatGPT says. Hold on 1 minute. Hold up. So is homosexual relations considered to be sex in terms of biologically speaking? Biologically speaking, sex typically refers to activities involving the exchange or fusion of genetic material, as in reproduction. However, in human context, the term sex is more broadly defined as any physical activity intended for sexual pleasure, intimacy, or bonding, regardless of whether it involves reproduction. And so I would go back to him and be like, okay, so if I'm wearing a condom, does that mean I'm not having sex? And like maybe he says yes, and then that would be consistent. Yeah, you're just masturbating with a vagina. What? Okay, if that's what you think, dude. But like again, this is where you get into trouble if you are too granular on the terms. Yeah, she got him there. Except some people actually think that men aren't needed because there are sperm banks. Who do they think makes the deposits? Well, it comes from AI. Or the government.
Okay, but that's what you consider it. Let's do biology.
Yeah, let's do biology. That's.
I mean, ChatGPT is with her.
Not sex. Sexual intercourse would be a penetrative act of a penis into a woman's vagina with the interjection of semen.
Yeah, but there's also oral sex.
And so again, it raises the question. So if I'm having sex with a woman and putting my dick in her vagina, but I'm wearing a condom, is that no longer sex? Yeah, it's just jerking it with a vag. Come on, man.
Yeah, but do you know why that those refer to other things besides sex? Like
because they're not vaginal sex. Like vaginal sex is still called vaginal sex. We just typically refer to that as the default. So we just say sex when we mean vaginal sex.
Fellatio, things like this, is because they're not always defined as a sexual act. They're not always defined as sex, in other words. It depends on the definition. Sexual intercourse, right, between a man and a woman is the act of mating. That is mating. You're just saying that because you wear a condom or something like this, you block the entailment of the mating, which is the pregnancy, but it's still mating.
How is it any different? What is the material difference that makes vaginal sex with a condom mating when there's let's assume it's a perfect condom. Let's assume it's a perfect condom and there's zero chance. Let's say she's barren. What if she can't what if you're both sterile? Then it's not sex. Then it's just jerking it with a vag. So lesbians can have double sex? No, they can't have sex at all, according to Andrew. Gay people cannot have sex at all. Oral sex doesn't count. That's why they call it oral sex, because it's not sex. That's not how words work. They call it oral sex because it's sex. Stupid. Like, bro, We just spent 2 hours railing about how stupid this girl is. And it's like, okay, maybe if you slipped up and you're like, okay, I mean, I technically don't believe that this, but you've stumbled upon a contradiction in what you're saying. If mating is directly connected to reproduction, then any type of activity that does not result in reproduction or the attempted reproduction, because if you're trying to have kids and if you're trying to have kids and it just doesn't take, then I think he would consider that sex. But if you don't have the intent, for reproduction, it's just Jane with V, according to the Crucible.
No, I disagree.
Okay, well then what is mating?
Mating is
Okay, that's a better question.
right? 'Cause
No,
again,
no. Otherwise, what would be the difference between mating and reproduction?
animals mate and they don't have all this cognitive ability, okay? It's
Yeah,
not
that's
rocket
correct.
science. It's
Yeah.
not rocket science.
And does a pregnancy always occur when
Honey, okay, you got him technically on one little semantic point, but I wouldn't start talking about rocket science. You ain't there yet.
Okay? It's
Yeah,
not
that's
rocket
correct.
science. It's
Yeah.
not rocket science.
And does a
right?
pregnancy always occur when an animal mates? No. Well then it must be the case that mating and reproduction
Wait. What did he say?
always occur when an animal mates?
Wait. One more.
It's
Yeah,
not
that's
rocket
correct.
science. It's
Yeah.
not rocket science.
And does a
right?
pregnancy always occur when an animal mates?
No.
No. Well then it must be the case that mating and reproduction are two different things, right?
Yeah, that's her argument, bro. That's her argument. You're the one who's saying that they're different. Or I mean that they're the same. Before you specifically asked her what's the difference between sex and mating. And now you're making the argument that they're two different things. So you agree with her then. You're conceding that you were wrong to the blued out, zanned out girl. Oh, Andrew. I did not expect this big of an L from this chick.
That
From you with this.
mating and reproduction are two different things, right?
That's why she said that.
And having sex they're all three different things.
No, having sex would just be mating. That would be the process of mating. It's just that you are artificially in some way halting the semen from getting to an egg, but it's still a mating. I mean, I don't know what else would it be?
So what? I still don't understand. You're just making up your own. I think. I hope so. I think you're right. He doesn't. He's lost it. On the actual terms.
Egg, but it's still a mating.
Okay, so wait. If we're saying this, is your position that in biology we don't commonly refer to sex as any of those types of things? Is that you? So to say that ChatGPT is programmed by degenerates, then you're saying what ChatGPT said is wrong. Just so I'm sure. He's lost in the mating sauce. Come on, man.
I mean, I don't know what else would it be?
So the definition, it says the action of animals coming together to breed.
Animals coming together.
Bullshit. Let's pull up the definition and see why you selectively decided to only read one of them. Here we go.
Individuals of the same
Here we go.
species come together to reproduce.
Let's get into the definition. The definition of mating.
The pairing of organisms for the purpose of sexual reproduction.
Yeah.
That's not what mine
Individuals
was
get
put.
together
I
to
just put
reproduce.
Mating definition in Google.
Mhm.
And this is what came
Yeah.
up.
Okay. Whatever. Anyway, the semantics on this, right? I can play them either way. I guess it doesn't really matter.
No.
I can play them your way, or you can play them my way. Here's what's going on, though. Two people coming together.
Okay, if I would agree that if somebody put a condom on you and you had sex, it would still be trying to mate and still be having sex. But that's not the question I asked, because we're not talking about somebody putting a condom on an animal. We're talking about an animal, aka a man, putting a condom on himself. If there is no chance of, there's no chance and no trying to mate, there's no desire or effort towards reproduction, and in fact, a desire to have the pleasure without the reproduction specifically, how is that still sex? But sex is not.
Together and having sex, you, the individual, artificially blocking the semen from getting to the egg during the sexual act is what's going on.
Right. And again, so then you need a material difference between that and butt sex.
Or going and having an abortion is what's going on. So, for instance, you could say it's a violation of the social contract by your own admission if women have a duty to have children, but you also believe in abortion. You hold two conflicting beliefs. The first belief is that women have a duty to have children, reproduce by your own admission. The second is that it's perfectly okay for them to shirk that duty by having an abortion. It's contradictory in terms.
Well,
That's true.
I don't. Why do you have to combine abortion with it?
Do women, I'm sorry,
Because remember, we were talking about duties and responsibilities.
do women have a duty to reproduce?
Again,
Now they
I say
don't,
no.
right? Now they
I say
don't, even
no.
though earlier you said they did.
I say no. I said no from the beginning.
Why would they have duties?
Okay, so women don't have any duties.
If you don't want them to have rights, why would
What
they?
if it's not dependent? My world, it's not. My question to you is not dependent upon what I think. It's dependent on what you think.
I thought women can't be accountable.
Right. I agree. The intention means stuff. So the intention to reproduce is exactly the same when you put a condom on or if you put your dick in a man's butt. Zero intention of reproduction in both cases. One of those, it took them way too long before just pulling up actual definitions, wasting so much damn time on this stupid point. I agree with you. However, I think it is useful for us to see that don't do that. That's not helping your argument. That's not helping the conversation move forward, and it's not helping the people watching enjoy it. That is exactly what we're doing here. So well said, sir. Well said.
Upon what I think, depending on what you think.
I thought women can't be accountable.
He's the
and take
moderator.
Can you just
responsibility.
answer my question?
No, I don't think she can, bro. I don't think she can.
Do women have duties in society from your view, or don't they?
Yes.
Okay, what are they?
Again, just to be a good, actually American citizen. That changes. It changed.
You have a duty to be an American citizen? That's a woman's duty? What?
That's how I feel my
These are
duty as a
painful,
woman
painful.
was.
Why would you say
yes.
anything on Twitter?
I
ever?
don't know what
Being an
everyone.
American citizen.
I don't.
Well, and again, so Jake was just saying, why would you say anything on Twitter? I mean, the keyboard warrior thing is an old meme at this point, but it's as poignant as ever. It's as poignant as ever. Because she had time to workshop what she thought, and there's other people who are going to immediately agree with her no matter what. It inflated her ego, who was just saying, that whatever it was that she thought like she could do this. King Nirvana said this is when the moderator's supposed to move things along. Agreed.
You know
Why
what I
would
mean?
you
It's
have a
like, what
Twitter
does a
account
man's
if this
duty?
was the sort of
Well, men have a duty to protect women,
body of
children,
your
the
worldview.
infirm, the country, the nation. They have multiple.
Some of these women
They have
just wanna-
hang on. They have
just want to be a
multitudes.
part of the
They
conversation?
actually have multitudes of duties. They have duties to their family. They have duties not to leave their family. They have duties to enforce against what would be called unjust practices. They have duties to correct injustices. They have all sorts of duties under almost all ethical
Duty.
purviews. They have all sorts of duties. Can you just tell me what a woman's duty is? What is a woman's duty in society? Does she have any?
To work or be a mother.
I would argue no. I would argue at this point in time, no. Women do not have any duties in society. We've lifted the burden of any duty from women in society, and that is an issue.
She has. Okay, wait. Those are choices. Those are choices. I'm not asking you what they have choices to do. I'm asking if they have duties,
Thank you, Ryan.
an obligation to do X.
Who gives it
For
to you?
whatever reason.
You
For
have-
whatever reason.
You're
Hey guys, so 5 and up in the super chats. So $5 or below $10, we'll put on screen and we'll just read them as they come up because they're going to be relevant to the debate. But then 10 and up, I'll read them out later once we get a good interlude.
too vague. Who's giving?
One day we gonna get there. We gonna get there. $2 gonna be like, I ain't reading your $2 shit. Your $2 shit. I'll spit on your $2. No, I will always read a super chat.
The authority. There's different duties
I mean, as long as time we have.
in India in Pakistan.
Okay.
China.
Okay.
Well,
Do you
Sri
think
Lankan
I'm not
feminism
asking what the
coming up,
Pakistani
guys.
government thinks or the Chinese government or Chinese people? I'm asking Samantha Mark, the person I'm currently talking to, if she thinks women in society, have any fucking duties or not. Do you think Samantha Mark, the individual I'm speaking?
Her real answer is a woman's duty is to be an OM model and milk money off simps asking for feet pics, only delivered with slurred speech. Yep. Liberty Plus TV said, when you put a penis in a vagina, it's sex. This is rocket science. Well, I would say it's not rocket science. But again, if we, it was not me who put up the determination of intention to reproduce. That was Andrew. So if I'm totally fine with, if you want to say sex is only vaginal sex, that's the only thing that counts, fine. But that's not what he said. He said it has to be reproduction. It has to be geared towards reproduction. Otherwise, it is not sex. And then, you really don't see a difference between what is commonly referred to as masturbation and sticking your dick in a butt. If you think those are the same things, I mean, by all means. But on any given day, I would rather jerk off than put my penis in a butt from a man. So maybe we're different. And if you like that, that's totally fine. But in my world, jerking off and putting my dick in a man's butt are two very different things. I don't know about you. I'm just telling you my experiences.
Speaking to right now that women have
And I've never done that. And I've definitely jerked off.
duties.
Yes, I have jury duty just like you.
So you're okay. So what are women's duties in society? Jury duty?
Sure, that's actually
Anything else?
It's actually not a bad
all the
answer.
rest is
That's what I was saying. Not a bad answer.
The best
men
answer she's
also
given.
should
Which
not have to.
like
Voting.
voting's not a duty.
No.
It's choice.
I mean, well, so is reproduction. You can choose to shirk your duties, right? Come on, man. If you want to be this arrogant and this cutting and this chopping, you have to be on point. You have to be on point. So a duty, it can't be, you can't choose to do a duty.
Which like
Voting.
voting's not a duty.
No.
It's choice. It's optional.
Andy Phelps said Bill Clinton thinks the same thing as Andrew. He definitely did not have sex with that woman. Well said. You got to get the thing. Did not have sexual relations with that woman. It depends on what the definition of is. Nick said both involve your dick in a man, so both are gay. Oh, you're so gay. You jerk your dick, you gay. What do you want? Liberty said, I don't care about intent. The act is the same. That's fine. I was never arguing against your position. I was arguing against his position. And then you were defending his position based on what your position is. So we agree that they're not the same thing. He thinks doing this and putting it in a man's butt are the same thing. He thinks masturbation and sodomy are both masturbation. I disagree. I think one is gay sex and one is not. You are free to disagree. But that is what Andrew said.
Like
Voting.
voting's not a duty.
No.
It's choice. It's optional. There's no obligation to do it.
Be considered a good citizen.
No, you don't have to vote to be considered a good citizen. It's absurd. Well, who's like, oh, you don't vote? You're a bad citizen. It's never happened ever. You've never heard it even
I mean, a bunch of celebrities did, but
once in your entire life. Anybody ever say you're a bad citizen because you didn't vote? It's absurd. Voting's not a duty. It's a right. It's a right. It's an entitlement.
Jury duty is the
Define
only
civic duties. There's not
answer
many.
that she's given that actually
You don't have
makes
any. You have
sense.
no civic duties. You don't even have an
So
obligation.
Take away the word civic and say
Uh,
you have a.
So Liberty says Andrew doesn't believe in rights. He believes in might equals right. His ideas of rights and duties can be discarded. I agree. Next base is back. They're both gay. Gay.
Right now we both have jury duty. I just proved that. So now what?
Well, you didn't prove it. You proclaimed it, but
Do they
Destroyed,
have any other
Andrew.
duties?
You got destroyed, Andrew.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you asked her for a duty, she gave you a duty, and now you're moving the goalpost.
Why
Other
does
than
it matter?
gender.
Let's talk. You just asked me, do women have duties? I just proved they have one duty. So now what?
Well, they don't. That's not even
So
a
what?
duty either.
So
I mean,
what?
you
So
don't
what?
It is, though. It absolutely. So what? So okay, what is a duty then?
actually. You don't actually. Hang on. You don't actually have.
Duty is in
She
it.
proved it.
Oh, well, the word duty's in it.
So but again, by Andrew's definition, a duty is something that not only are you obligated to do, but that you are unable to not do it. You are unable to not do it. But he said that reproduction is a woman's duty, but a woman can choose not to do it. So all of these are choices. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, the People's Republic of Korea. Republic is right in the name. Therefore, it must be a republic, right?
So that's why you don't want to cause more casualties by either being the Blue Zandout girl or by being Andrew making stupid points because you think you already got it in the bag.
Of Korea. Republic is right in the name. Therefore, it must be a republic, right?
No. Just because, I mean, a shoehorn isn't a horn, but that doesn't mean that everything that has a name is completely irrelevant. That's a stupid point. So there's no other things that you would accept that have a name that are that doesn't actually apply to what it actually is. There's nothing like that. Or the other, or are you saying the other way in the fact that a shoehorn actually is a horn because it says it's a horn?
That's what I've been trying to say, and when I say it, you're like, no. But when you say it, it's okay. Like,
And I say, well, I'm just asking, other than jury duty, I'll just grant.
Why? Why are you asking for other duties? You asked for a duty, and she said, yes, I think this is the only duty I can think of. So what does it matter what other duties? You asked her for a duty, she gave you a duty. Now you are moving the goalpost. Okay, well, do you have two duties? Okay, no, fine.
Grant jury duty that men and women both do. Is there any duties that women have in society?
So are you asking uniquely women? Is that what you're asking? Because you're not saying uniquely. If that's what you're asking, in the sense that both men and women have jury duty, so it's not a specifically a woman's duty, then okay, I understand. But you have to say that. You have to say that.
Is there any duties that women have in society?
Men don't.
From your view, other than a jury duty.
So he's not even going there. Why does it matter whether or not there are? You asked for a duty, she gave you a duty, and now you're moving the goalpost. And even said he's getting rid of his own argument because by what he's saying, men have no duties because men can avoid all of his so-called duties also. Bingo. Exactly. The choice to do something is irrelevant on whether or not it is a duty. We all agree that Andrew thinks that women have the duty to reproduce. So if he's saying jury duty is not a duty, or anything else is not a duty because you can choose not to do it, then he must think that women cannot choose not to reproduce because then it wouldn't be a duty. It's a choice. They are not mutually exclusive. Duties are choices. Dylan said, who's this Andrew guy? He is in a contest with this woman and annoying me. This is Andrew Wilson, the Crucible, the best debater on the internet. What? Are you gay?
I should call in. Dan,
Bro, I would love to see
can you
that.
let me know?
What?
Message me on Twitter if DM me if they are doing it
a duty
later
of a wife.
or whatever.
Assume they do.
If they work
What
in it,
is that? What is the duty of the wife?
one thing at a time. If they work for an employer, they have a duty to that employer. If they have a legal contract, they have a duty to do their legal.
Okay, let's do one at a time.
We should go. Now you want to do one at a time. Now you want to do one at a time. Why didn't you want to do one at a time when she gave you one at a time?
So first of all, you think that you are duty bound to an employer in what way?
What way?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't, again, where are these questions about jury duty? You're just waiting for a duty that you think you can make your argument better. Fair enough. But let's acknowledge that you asked for a duty. She gave you a duty. It didn't work to your argument. So you pretended it didn't count. Move the goalpost. And now you found a different duty that you think better suits your argument. That's some beta shit, bro. That's some beta shit.
Duty.
And just because she's not smart enough to figure out that you contradicted yourself doesn't mean you didn't contradict yourself. And I mean, she needs something. She needs something, man. I mean, Jesus. No, we're not getting cocaine. Is that what you thought? Is that what you thought? We're not getting cocaine. And if I had any cocaine, I sure as shit wouldn't give you any. Only because he isn't a large heart, not because he's a dog. Jokes.
Okay, let's do one at a time. So first of all, you think that you are duty bound to an employer in what way?
What way?
Yeah.
Everything is a social contract. Okay, so you're gonna argue force, but how am I able to work without force?
Yeah, no, I'm not arguing force. I'm just asking, what are your duties to an employer? Can't you just not show up to work?
I mean, you could, but then they would fire you.
Have a duty to show up to work?
Yes.
Yes,
You
every
do?
job-
Yes.
Guys, if they're going to do call-ins for this, I will definitely call in. I'll message Halsey on Twitter because I'm friends with him on Twitter. Let's start drafting up in the comments what I should say. We'll try and get something really, really funny happening. Okay.
Every job has a job description.
Bro, he would be like, yes. He was getting mad at me. He got mad at me last night. Y'all guys got him the peanut butter, and now that a couple of times I cut the top off so he can get to the bottom. He's like he'll like I'll be laying down, right, and he'll take the peanut butter and he'll put it down here like by my leg. You can't see, but like so imagine it's right here, and he'll like paw at it. Like, come on, man, I can't get any more. Like, hey yo, either chew through it or wait until you earn it. Mo fuck. I ain't cocaine, but I have some point to give her. Hey, dilly. Oh my God. Jesus. Nick's on one tonight, baby. One of both said Morty doesn't need coke. He needs aniseed. What? I don't know what that is. No. That's your life after fucking this girl.
Description when you apply.
Wait, let's get this.
Really funny happening. Okay.
Every job has a job description when you apply. It tells you the duties before you accept.
Yeah, that's what you're engaged in right now. When you're saying a duty, you're talking about what your tasks are, and so you're relating the word task to duty.
And so again, I believe it was unwanted foe or King Nirvana. One of you guys was like, it took him way too long to get to definitions. What is a duty? What is a duty? Maybe if we start there, then you'd be like, oh, okay, this fits that category. I think he's definitely on one. One of said, am I saying that right? Aniseed? 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 And aniseed? It's equivalent to catnip for dogs. Why don't I know that? I don't know. Hey, shout out to Mike W in the building. Welcome to the party. Said I've seen this guy on the internet. Never seen him debate someone of any substance. Well, he did debate Dave Smith. He's done some. I mean, I wouldn't call them substantial in the sense of like groundbreaking, but in terms of the back and forth and the substance of the conversation, I think he's done some decent debates. Again, I personally don't love his style of debate, but that doesn't mean that they were void of substance. This is void of substance, but again, I think it's important to show how it didn't have to be that way, and I think it's Andrew's ego and mixed with her lack of self-awareness that caused this train wreck. This could have been an interesting conversation about how wrong she is about everything in her life, but he chose to try to get dunks and make her look stupid instead. And I think if he'd gone a different route, then number one, a lot more people would have enjoyed this, and number two, it would have been a lot more effective. Evelyn said she should ask Andrew what duty exists from which you can't walk away. Bingo. Yes, exactly. But again, she's not smart enough, so he gets to just, fart around. Liberty Plus said Andrew's ideas of duties is what you ought to do. So it's pretty contradictory to discard jury duty, showing up to work, etc. Agreed. Nick said, true. The sad thing is I still probably would. You ain't kidding. You ain't kidding, motherfucker. You would tear that down. I might too. Andrew's bets debates are behind a paywall. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. If I was, Mr. Debate Bro, then I would absolutely want everything out in the open. I did not know he did. Whoa. Oh, I do remember that. I do remember that actually. Yeah, the rage quit. Because I really used to like Matt Dillahunty. He's now, as the so like, you remember how real side quest real quick, we were talking about how like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, there was like the anti-woke brigade, and we were all kind of on the same side. We were very much MAGA, and some people were over here, but like wokeness was the enemy that brought us together. And then as of last summer, we kind of started to really break that apart, and other issues started to rise to the top. And so you're seeing a divide in not just the Republican Party, but MAGA itself on issues, whether it comes to Israel, now the H-1B visas, and the same thing happened earlier with the atheist community. And so the atheist community used to be all like, we were all, Christianity was the dominant factor, and then it wasn't. And so some of us were like, oh, okay, yeah, religion is stupid, but whatever. And then other people went the other way, and so now he's a super leftist, and it's disappointing. It's disappointing. I think between Matt Dillahunty, Sam Harris, yeah, I think those two are the most disappointing people of my life. But yeah, once you said the rage quit, I remember that, because I was so disappointed. Because Matt can debate. Whether you agree with his positions or not, he absolutely can debate. But he was just like, I'm too good for you. Okay, bro. Way to prove it. I knew it. Hey. Pussy's pussy, right? I said shit. Me too.
You're talking about what your tasks are. And so you're relating the word task to duty. So
again, if she was smart, be like, okay, can you explain the difference to me between a task and a duty?
Making a word concept fallacy. I'm talking about moral duties.
Okay, what are those?
So when we're
didn't say moral though.
Saying a moral duty, what moral duty do you have to your employer? You don't have any, right? You can just not show up to work and never call them again and ghost them, and it's totally fine, right? There's no actual duty there, right?
Right.
Okay, so what duties? So what duties do women have?
I don't think women have a moral duty to give birth. I think they have it's just natural biology, and that's how it should flow. I don't think it's a moral thing.
So you don't have any
women have
duties.
their period every month, blah, blah, like that's their nature, and it shouldn't.
Liberty Plus. Hold the phone here. Somebody here. Hold the phone. Are you telling me that she's not smart? No way. No, she's brilliant. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. 100%. He is part of the manosphere, even though his wife has like 7 baby daddies. And I do not believe that any of them are his. Don't quote me on that. Liberty Plus says, what about not bearing false witness? What about it? Meaning, are you asking, is that a duty? Well, again, I would say yes. Even under, and if we take it under a Christian framework, again, yes, I would say yes. But Andrew would have to say no, because you can choose you can choose to bear false witness. So again, I need him to articulate what is the difference between a duty and a task. Dylan says, so he's basically the white Tariq Nasheed. Got it.
I think it's a moral thing.
So you don't have any
women have
duties.
their period every month, blah, blah, like that's their nature, and it should naturally flow like that. But
You have a duty to have your period?
every single person.
You have a
I'm going
duty
to take a
have your
second
period?
here, and I'm going to take a second here and collect my thoughts and ask my wife to bring me down another shot. I really need it.
I think what he's trying to get at is,
Okay, dude.
do you think that women have a moral obligation to have children?
Is he? I don't think he is
a very
sober.
simple way to phrase.
Wait. Let me put that up. God damn it.
Like my thoughts and ask my wife to bring me down another shot. I really need it.
I think what he's trying to get at is, do you think that women have a moral obligation to have children?
Is
I
he
think
silent?
that's a very
No!
simple way to phrase. Do they have a moral?
Not really.
or
I'm really just asking if they have any moral obligation to do fucking anything.
And she said yes. Jury duty.
But it stems, in order to reproduce, it takes two people. So, and it can't just be my duty to reproduce if it takes two people, right?
He's a patient man, Devin.
So it's our duty.
It doesn't
as
take. Well.
our duty. Our
Liberty Plus TV said if you don't show up to work, you lied. And I have or you do have a moral duty to at least tell the truth. So exactly. He's defeating his own argument. He's defeating his own argument. I got you. All right, we're back. All right, there we go. All right, guys, we are past the 2.5 hour mark. So if you would like to bump up with those bench press numbers, let's make sure we do it. We're going to be winding down soon.
He's a patient man, Devin.
So it's our duty.
It doesn't take. Well.
Our duty. Our duty as men and women.
Mm-hmm.
Women.
Men and women.
Women.
To
I do that a
replace
lot.
the birth.
I always say woman when I'm trying to say women. I don't know why. It just always comes out as woman. It's spelt woman.
Not just women's First of all, you don't.
Women.
You're putting all this responsibility on women, but you don't want them to
Women.
have rights.
Not woman.
What are they
women.
responsible for?
When did I say I didn't want women to have rights?
Okay, you don't. Whatever you want.
Yeah. So any.
I said shit. Me too, bro. I did not expect this to go there. I mean, she's still dumb feminist, but
Anyway, so this.
I mean, if we start if this is center and this is I'm on Andrew's side and this is I'm on her side. I started here and now I'm here. Well, now I'm here. Now I'm like, just still on Andrew's side, but kind of not really.
This aside, I'm just going to ask you again.
What duties do women have aside from jury duty? Because I don't want to deal with that. You sell a candle with your face on it because that would be lit. Like the way you think. No, I'm not Fauci, so.
Do women,
Hey, if you guys will buy it, I will definitely make that.
not men, I don't want to hear about men. I'm just talking about women right now. That would be the sex of which I believe you are a part. Do women,
Are you assuming her?
the sex of which
God damn it. Are you assuming her gender?
How dare you?
I think you are a part, do they have any moral obligations to society? And if so, what are they? Can you describe them for me?
Jury duty.
Again, if they're wife, it's to be a wife.
What does that mean, though?
Oh,
That doesn't mean
goodness.
anything.
She should have stuck with jury duty.
Bro,
But
imagine
you're
marrying a
what
chick
if
like
a
this.
woman can't have kids
Boys,
because
we got to be
what
careful out
happens? They're
there.
thrown in the trash.
Yeah, Nick.
We got to be
The
careful.
fuck does that have to do with anything?
Man, imagine wifing a chick like this and then hearing
It's
her
like
opinions and
gaslighting.
having to
Why
take
don't
her.
I'm
you-
gaslighting?
Take her
With a
seriously.
question? A question is gaslighting?
Boys, we got to be
Maybe
careful.
I mean, it's kind of because you're acting as if she didn't already answer the question. Asked and answered. What is a right? Or excuse me, what is a duty that women have? Jury duty is a right that jury duty is a duty that women have. And Film said, so he's asking the same question in a different way because he doesn't like her answers. Yes, gaslighting can be in question forms. Bro, how did you drop this so hard? Dixon said, this is just Stockholm syndrome. You aren't really on her side. If you mean that I am Stockholm syndrome. How in the fuck is it Stockholm syndrome? She has no power over me. I like where the joke is going. But how is it Stockholm syndrome?
Careful
Hey,
out
Halsey,
there.
where did you buy that hat? Where did you buy that hat, Halsey?
Online.
Okay,
Sa-
usually when you do
Hang on.
this,
I'm sorry, Halsey. I didn't mean to gaslight you. Anyway, go ahead, Samantha. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you with logic and reason.
I mean, again, let's
Cringe. That what? What?
Hang on. I'm sorry. How did you buy that hat?
Boys, we got to be careful.
Hey,
out
Halsey,
there.
where did you buy that hat? Where did you buy that hat, Halsey?
Okay,
Sa-
Hang on. I'm sorry, Halsey. I didn't mean to gaslight you. Anyway, go ahead, Samantha. Go ahead.
That was weak. That was cringe. What was that girl? Oh man, AJW just did a video on this where there's a girl that works for young teen. Where's Box? I need Box. There's a girl that works for the Young Turks. She looks super young, but she's actually 41. She's a Latino woman, and fuck, she was saying something exactly. I don't remember. I don't remember. God damn it.
Hang on. I'm sorry, Halsey. I didn't.
Oh yeah, she made a terrible joke, and she's like, "Oh, I just owned you." It's like, no.
mean to gaslight you. Anyway, go ahead, Samantha.
Guys, less than 4 minutes left on the second swole goal.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you with logic and reason.
Let's just ask the question very simply.
Y'all got me trapped in this video.
What are women's duties? What are their
How are we still on this question?
obligations to anything?
Holdy's a good moderator. He's a good moderator.
He said he is a good moderator. He's not a good moderator.
Obligations to anything.
Holdy's a good moderator.
No, he is not.
He's a good moderator.
If you're going from the general
That's why we're on the same question that we were at 20 minutes ago, right?
old traditional family would be to get married and have kids.
Okay. You think that there's a moral obligation then that women get married and have kids?
Today? No.
Any day.
Hey, there we go. Shout out to Nick Luchetti with the 199. We're getting to the crumbs now. You guys are blessing me so much. Thank you. We also got Unwanted. Oh, here's another big one for ya. Shove it in your mouth. Thank you. So very much. One more, guys. One more. 2.5 minutes. One more $2 will get us there.
Today? No.
Any day.
What was there?
Any day. It could be Tuesday. It could be Wednesday. It could be
Going up on a Tuesday.
Thursday. It could be Thursday.
Hey, shout out to Rhett in Action. Good to see ya. Welcome to the party, brother.
Last week. It could be Thursday of last year. It could be Thursday 100 years ago. Do you think that women have a moral obligation to get married and have kids?
Should I get on there and ask her to define some stuff, guys?
Yes, you should
define a few things.
Sure, let's say yes.
Okay. They do have a moral obligation to get married and have kids.
Sure.
Okay. And are they currently getting married and having kids?
No, why not?
What?
But the
No,
text
why not?
that she's a
that's what my
feminist.
question.
She wouldn't defer to
No,
you.
they're breaking their end of their duty then, right?
That's the problem.
Okay, and
The smart ones defer. The
What are
smart
men
ones are
doing?
submissive.
Well, men are having a struggle finding women who will marry them because they're breaking what you consider to be the moral obligation of women, which is to get married and have kids. Men are the ones who are reporting that they're struggling to find women, not women reporting that they're struggling to find men. The options for men to women are limitless.
1 minute left, guys. One away. Indie Film said you can't ask somebody what they think women's duties are, and then tell and they tell you what they think women's duties are, and then you say no, those aren't duties. Well, you can if they're not duties, but they are duties. Asked and answered. Asked and answered. Hey, there we go, my boy, my guy. Unwanted. Bo. Look how you got. I showed you guys. This was full AF. So there's a little too much to just give him. Well, so next time, if we get one more, I'll give him the rest of this. But look at that. You gotta do it on camera. There you go. Thank you. Oh my goodness. And Indie Film coming in one more time. So let's do this. We'll put it right there for him. Go on, get it, buddy. Go on, get it. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that. So very, very much. Oh, Francesca. Yeah, all right. Let's see. I want to see if I can find it real quick. if somebody knows what I'm talking about and can find it, then that would be super ideal. But quick side quest. Piers Morgan. Is it this one?
It's time for you to shut up and listen to the women who are.
Response.
Did you feel that your hand was forced, and what is your relationship with Speaker Pelosi?
I know she was on the end. Come on, baby. Come on. She's. Yes. There we go. Got him.
You've been grimacing there, but are you grimacing because in your heart you know that Joe Biden has done a massive disservice to everybody on the left here with an act of utter selfishness?
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize.
Well, I'm grimacing just because I was imagining Ben Ferguson and Ted Cruz putting out a joint holiday card, and I was wondering if they wear matching pajamas when they do that. Do you guys do that, Ben? Hunter Biden.
Okay, so this is the what I don't even remember what exactly I was trying to say here. Oh, when she was like, "Oh, I did a thing, but you didn't actually do a thing." I was referring to what is her name? Francesca Florentini. Thank you, King. She did this.
A lot of people, and so those people arguably
Pierce,
have had
Donald
more impact
Trump
on my
ever
life
pardon his own
than Hunter
kids?
Biden and his laptop and $1.4 million in tax evasion. Piers, you know you do that like on a Tuesday. Come on. Wait, hang on, guys. Oh, my beeper's going off. Jerdusky's a bitch. Oh, Jerdusky, I think this is for you.
Is this like a comic? This has given me a very bad reputation of female comics who people already don't think are funny. I don't know. I think the problem right now.
Except I just own your ass.
Did you though?
I don't know. I think the problem right now.
Except I just own your ass. But you look really cute in your sweater.
Didn't. You made a very lame joke that was like 3 weeks old.
Oh, honey, sweetie baby. Oh, yeah. So good call. Thank you, King. Yeah. So that was that was analogous. I don't even remember what was said, but that was what I was referring to. She is not older than she looks. She is absolutely not older than she looks. Let's nobody Google how old do we think that chick is. Do not Google it. What was her name? Actually, let me do it here so it doesn't show her age. I want ages in the chat. Francesca Florentini, is that it? Oh, god damn it. All right, let's get how old do we think this person is? Where are we? I mean, she's cute. I mean, I would definitely gag her in more ways than one, but Guamtech says over 40. Okay. Anybody else? Yeah. I want to post. So she also made a joke using a pager, not just 3 weeks old, more like no. So the joke was when the beepers exploded in, I forget which side it was, but the Israel-Palestine thing, and they sent over beepers and a bunch of the beepers exploded. It was that same guy who was on CNN where somebody else made that joke that day, I think it was, or the next day, and he actually did get offended. But yeah, 3 weeks is spot on. Oh yeah, that was bad. So mid-30s, 95 plus, and so King Nirvana said she's older than she looks. "41. She's 41. You are not gonna tell me that she looks older than 41. Not in a million years, bro. I mean, even let's take this one. Look at this. Even if we take here, maybe then you're like, stuff in your bra, girl. What are we doing here? But yeah. So not quite. Liberty Plus said Dana White is joining Facebook and Meta's board. I might have to go see what this is about. Well, report back for us. She is cringe as fuck. Yes, she bought a pager for her joke. Because and she just owned his ass.
Loser.
I guess I'm just regurgitating something I heard AJW say. That's not what he said. That's how I learned because from his video. And he was like, "Oh, she's very pretty," and I was very surprised when I learned that she was 41 because she looks a lot younger than that. So not only do you not only have your own fucking thoughts, but the thoughts that you're stealing from other people are not even their thoughts. God damn it, King! God damn it! He's like, I'm 45. I ain't about to talk shit. Oh yes, shout out Justin Trudeau. Peace out. Peace out. Fidel's son is a loser. The question is, are we going to absorb Canada, or is there going to be somebody even worse? So, no, he said she. Fuck. You're right. You're right. Yeah, King. Stop, fucking stand your ground, bro. You were right. I was wrong. You were right. I was wrong. There you go. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Band together, motherfuckers. All right, where we at?
They're struggling to find men.
All right, so we are about to hit the 3-hour mark. We'll go to 3 hours, and then we'll do our Swogo, and we headed to the after party.
Reporting that they're struggling to find women, not women reporting that they're struggling to find men. The options for men to women are limitless, literally limitless, and yet they're shirking their moral obligation from
literally limitless, though, bro. Are they literally limitless?
Your view of doing this thing. So, can you tell me why that is?
So, do you think it's better for women to just be single mothers and fulfill their duty of?
Well, if you're a single mother, how could you?
Shout out to whatever. Welcome to the party. Saying good evening, everyone. Boom. Welcome to the party. Oh, look what you did. Welcome to the party, brother. Or sister, I don't know what you're.
Well, if you're a single mother, how could you be a wife and how can you be a wife and can have kids if you're a single mom? That's really weird.
I don't know. Ask your wife.
You reminded me. I actually just learned of this statistic recently and was shocked. Did you know?
Oh no!
I can't wait to be shocked with you.
Oh no!
Did you know there are more white childless women than black childless women?
Oh, this is so dumb.
White childless women than black. Yeah, there's a lot more white women than there are black women.
Stupid.
White childless women than black childless women.
Oh, this is so dumb because of the
that doesn't
population.
surprise me.
Why
would that be a shock?
Ooh, they're 11% of the population.
Why would that be surprising?
If right.
I bet that was per capita.
What on earth? Okay, can you Google a word for me real quick? Just Google this word, and I want you to read it out.
Yeah, but he's making some missteps. I think it's due more to he's just not taking this as seriously than like he's just being, having the wrong positions. But he said some things that she's had an answer for, and he hasn't been able to come back. He's been able to make it seem like that hasn't been the case. But if you know what you're looking for, like oof. And the fact that she is so undereducated, the fact that she is so dumb, like when she gets you in a corner, it's like, bro, how did you end up here? How did you end up here?
Hey, can you Google a word for me real quick? Just Google this word, and I want you to read it out loud. The word it's called non sequitur. Can you Google it for me, Samantha? And then just read out the definition.
Gents.
Okay.
It's something that has to do with
not logically follow from the so what did not logically follow for you?
Yeah, we're not talking about racial demographics. We're talking about women. So it has nothing to do with racial demographics and why it is that there could be circumstances in which one
black women and white women are both women.
Racial group has more children than another racial group.
Since black women, there's less black women that are childless. Black women are fulfilling.
Why does that? Okay, so now that she's repeating that, she obviously thinks that there's a substantive purpose for this behind what she's saying. It's like, okay, so what does that mean? I feel like his whole debate style is non sequitur. I agree. Takes one to know one, right? Oh, wait. That is a projection.
Their duty as women better than white.
No, you said it's a woman's duty. That's not what you said. You said it's a woman's
I'm using your logic.
You said it's a woman's moral duty to get married and have children. Are you saying that there's more married black women than white women? Really? No. Sorry, that doesn't follow. What you used was called a non sequitur.
Perfect. So, in order to get married, you need a man to propose.
I'm
Black
writing
women
down
have children
some notes.
Because they have sex with they have a lot of sex with a lot of men. That's why. The same reason that there's so many white single moms, because they have a lot of sex with a lot of men. That's why.
Horse.
He agreed that the institution of marriage is different in the African American culture than in white culture.
Sure.
Meaning it plays out differently, or what marriage is different to white people than it is black people.
The institution of marriage is different in the African American culture than in white culture.
No, I don't agree with that. I think when you look at black people and they say, "Hey, we're married," and you look at white people and say, "Hey, we're married," it doesn't mean different things.
Sure.
Right?
But
yeah.
okay, I guess so.
If you just asked me if women have a duty,
100 Thai
to
baht
have
from
kids,
Khaled.
then as of right now today, black women are
Not fooling me with that 100 Thai baht, bro.
No, that's not what we established. We established that they had a duty to get married and have kids. Why do you keep leaving that part out?
Okay,
But nothing.
everyone. So that's how you and I think, right? But black women.
Yeah. So then, why is it that women are failing?
She was about to go down a road that she did not want to go. You and I think you should get married, but black people are totally okay with just. Oh, you don't want to say that, sweetie. I don't have a problem with it, but you don't.
How you and I think, right? But black women.
Yeah. So then, why is it that women?
He saved her.
Women are failing in their duty to get married and have children. Why?
Black women don't see themselves as having a duty to marry.
Okay.
So
I'm not asking black women about their duties. I'm asking Samantha Mark what she thinks women's duties in society are, not what black women think their duties are.
Some women have two different duties. Even think about when men were slaves. There was different duties.
Do they
all
talk
have
like a
duties.
retard on purpose?
It's the Zans. If you know, you know. It's so clear. Like my friend that I used to do stuff with, for whatever reason, I don't know why. I mean, maybe it was because I was kind of starting to get out of the life, so to speak. And he was still fully in it. But like he would try to be like, he'd be like, and be like fucking mumbling and rambling and whatever. I'd be like, bro, how much did you take? No, bro, I didn't even take anything. I didn't even like, why are you lying to me? I know your fucked up face and voice better than probably anybody left on this earth. Akon will probably know better than me, but other than that, I know your fucked up face and your fucked up voice more than anybody else because we're fucking buying the drugs together and doing that shit together. Like, no, bro, maybe like yesterday. Like, why are you lying? I don't remember where that was going, but yeah. Well, next, the progressive racism shows its ugly face yet again, like clockwork. Black women gonna blah, 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 blah.
There was different duties.
Do they
They all
talk
have
like a
penises.
retard on purpose?
Crazy.
They all have penises? That's wild. Okay, yeah. So anyway, so when it comes to the moral obligation.
She's like, what? I was on the internet? And then the fact that the actual debate is deleted off the internet, she's like, what did I say? She's going to wake up next week not remembering this.
I'm talking to Samantha Mark. I'm not talking to some black woman somewhere.
Morals. Look,
Your morals, Samantha Mark's morals. What Samantha Mark? Yeah, okay, hang on. Just to clarify real quick, let's get this out of the way right now. Halsey English, can you help me out here? Who is Andrew Wilson debating with tonight?
That would be her.
Am I debating with any woman named LaQuisha? Am I debating with some woman named fucking Lucy? Am I debating with some chick named Dawn? Or am I debating with a woman named Samantha Mark?
okay, for example, I want kids.
Loquisha. Oh my days.
Do you have an obligation, Dan?
Yeah. Do you have a moral obligation to do so?
I don't feel like I have.
La
Society
founder.
puts a moral obligation on me. Do I personally think
Hey, Spice.
women
You
should
personally
do it?
feel like you have an
Yes.
obligation to.
Yes.
Okay. So if you feel that you have that obligation, and you feel that this is probably a universal thing, right? Like it is something that women have an obligation to do.
Women have an obligation to do it too,
Let's,
and it's
but
not
just
about
forget. But
It's-
again, I'm just saying, if you feel like women have this obligation,
Okay, new poll. And so this is compared to this. Do you think I would be able to have a more substantive discussion with this chick? Yes or no? And yep, taking more steps to her side, and I don't like it.
I'm just saying, if you feel like women have this obligation, then do you feel that women are fulfilling that obligation, or we'll get into the reasons why they may or may not
I
be?
said that 10 minutes ago. No, and I asked Andrew, why are they not having kids? We said this 10 minutes ago.
It was a lot more than 10 minutes, but yeah.
Because women abort 1 million children a year.
This has nothing to do with it. Actually.
Oh, it doesn't. So you think that if we had 1
Yeah, what that was a non sequitur, sir.
million more women a year, the exact same number of immigrants that we bring in from other countries, which is around 790 to 890,000, that wouldn't help put a dent in this birth rate crisis.
Okay, now you're combining globalism and the
You're jumping around, bro. You're jumping around. You're like, okay, so I mentioned this an hour ago, and so the thing that we're talking about right now, whatever. Yes. So for whatever reason, Andrew just deletes these when they're when it's over. I tried to find that one. Okay. Hold on 1 second, real quick. I gotta save this right quick. Hold up. Might be Wednesday's show. Give me a second. Boom. Save there. Boom. But yeah, I open up the link, and this is what we get. No bueno. So, rattlesnake to the rescue. You see now. What do you see now? Do we get yeah, I hear from white liberal women they can't get IDs, but from them I hear it's easy as fuck. Any films that I have an idea why he might have deleted this one. I would go with that, but he deletes all of them. Like he deletes all of them. Like if you I don't know why. I don't. Not even. So yeah, I was looking at this one before because he was, doing the same thing, watching it live. But now I can't even find the dude's fucking channel. Oh, I didn't even look at hers. Tell me it's not here.
I get it. Everyone's on.
I highly doubt she would repost it. Yeah, okay, but
I get it. Everyone's on edge because elimination's getting close.
Give me the fucking channel, dude. Okay, so he doesn't delete them all. There are only, 4, 8, 12. There are only 12 here, which is interesting. Probably means he only keeps the ones that he likes, which is pretty gay, bro. Pretty gay. So I take that back. Indie film, I'm with you. I definitely understand why he's like, let's get rid of this. I mean, that's what I was. That's what I thought, because his Rumble is empty. So I assume there. But again, he's definitely done more than 12 debates. So I don't know. Like I said, I like their content, but holy shit, his live reaction videos are lacking. I know he wants to make sure we can hear them, but he may as well just be secondary streaming this for Andrew. True. And I was that's exactly what I was saying to King Nirvana in Discord, that he's getting mad donations on this and he's not adding anything. But I'm not gonna hate on it because now I'm getting donations from when we wouldn't be able to watch this without him. It is probably, yeah. So you could probably get them all behind his paywall, but that's gay. That's gay. So yeah, if you're doing it that often and you're only putting out certain ones, then you're curating your image, and it's weak. Yeah, I am very surprised that while we all are sitting here and I'm easily calling out the dumb shit that's happening. Now, I'm not, the question wasn't, could I beat Andrew Wilson in a debate about X, Y, and Z? The question was, could I have a more substantive discussion with the girl? And if you don't think so, I don't know what the fuck you are watching. But I absolutely could. Absolutely. You know why? Because I wouldn't be trying to win an argument. I would try to have a conversation based on my positions and my principles, knowing that they're better than her positions and her principles. And I wouldn't need to put her down and make her feel stupid or look stupid. I would just make myself look smarter because I am.
I'm just talking about the United States. I'm just talking about the United States. I'm not talking about globalism. I'm just talking about the United States.
So
Stop it, guys. Stop with the names.
It's going to lead to more Black women having kids. So it's going to, so I guess, yeah.
Why does it matter what color they are?
5 minutes ago, you just said it mattered. You asked if I was LaQuisha.
No, that's not. No, I'm trying.
Yes, that was an attempt to say that, no, you're not LaQuisha, so I'm not asking about Black women.
To explain to you that I'm not arguing with what is some Black woman somewhere's idea of duties are. I'm arguing with Samantha Mark about what her ideas of duties are.
Yes.
So I'm asking you, does Samantha Mark think that she has a moral obligation to get married or not?
He keeps saying stop with the names, but he keeps putting the names up.
No more Hoochie Mama names, guys.
Sure.
Yes. Okay, great. Perfect. So does Samantha Mark then believe that all women have a moral obligation to get married? It's immoral. No. Okay. Why not?
Not all women.
Why not?
Not all women. There it is. We got not all women. The best argument. Well, not everyone.
We just said how Black, there's different cultures, different needs.
So why do you? So then, okay, that's fair. Hang on, that's fair. So.
Yo, these super chats are wild. If anyone knows anything about Black women, it's gotta be Andrew. His ex-wife is darker than the inside of a cow. Jesus. What did Bo said? Stop with the names, guys. Proceeds to bring up the names in the comments. Entertainment.
So then why is it? No. Hey, that's fair. So then why does Samantha Mark have a moral obligation to get married and other women don't?
Because I'm white.
Because I don't dictate what their moral duties are.
Yeah, I know, but
then it's not a moral duty. And that's what he's trying to get to. It's just like, no, that's just a thing that you want to do. But if you, Andrew, believe that it is in fact a duty, and then again we come back to, well, that's a choice. Clearly it is a choice whether or not to reproduce.
But what makes it so that it's your moral duty to do so and not
Where
theirs?
my values stem from.
Okay, and what are the?
I don't think so. I think I'm the only one on YouTube who feels a moral duty to bring up all these comments.
Those.
Plus biology.
Find another channel that is as engaged with the chat as me, and I will pay you $100.
What are your values then? Where do they stem from?
Judeo-Christian, but also the
What is
American
that? Please ask her what that is.
family values. Like the family of four, picket fence, like.
So how come you are the only one beholden to American values and not them?
How come? First, I'm not married or have kids yet. I would like to.
You just contradicted yourself. You just said what? You just said
I
that.
haven't fulfilled my duty. I'm telling you, I haven't fulfilled it yet.
So
Yeah, I know, but this doesn't make any sense. If you said
You're trying to do a speed run of getting destroyed on as many subjects as possible in record time, except she's right, bro.
Say the reason you have this duty is because of the American values, then wouldn't all Americans then have to fulfill this same duty?
Like I said, plus biology. Like as a woman, my biology is to have a baby, right? It's not necessarily have one baby or 20 babies.
All right. All right. We'll end here with Jake the Rattlesnake's super chat here from Randy Holbrook. Says at least Destiny takes Adderall. This chick took a fistful of Percocet before the debate. Zans. It's the Zans. Trust me. She'd be more like that with the perks. She's just like kind of floating around. It's the Zans, baby. It's the Zans. Dylan Soup said, this is why these guys are well known. I'm sure that he has smart points or they help people with their lives and yada yada. But the slam debate me, bro, internet BS stuff is the bread and butter. Yep. And so that is why it's not necessarily a feather in your cap whether it's Andrew or Destiny. It's not what the fuck is that? I booger. It's not necessarily a feather in your cap that I debated more well than she did. I know it's not you to say that on purpose. But okay, cool. But did you get your point across? Did you try to understand the other person? Did you help anybody understand your position? Did you help anybody understand why their position is wrong? Or did you just go in and make yourself feel right? Feels like the latter. Doesn't feel like he gives a shit about whether I understand feminism better or worse. It doesn't seem like he gives a shit whether she understands feminism better or worse. As Leslie was asking before, why would anybody want to debate her? Money. Compton says she's an idiot, but she is winning this part of the debate. Any film agrees. Said Andrew is just smarty pants himself to a loss. And that is the lesson of the day, guys. It doesn't matter if you're smarter. It doesn't matter if you have better opinions. If you cannot articulate those opinions, if you cannot keep with the consistency of what you're saying, it doesn't matter how fucking stupid, how wrong the other person is. You can still smarty pants yourself to a loss in a debate with a dumb girl who's drugged up and doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. That can happen. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. And Nick said, the Indian Jesus streams every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes Saturday and or Sunday and or Thursday and Tuesday. I try to do 4 times a week, but every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, that is when you will always see me here. Guys, look at this fucking list, guys. It goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Look at this. My goodness. I'm just now realizing I forgot to update the banner. So I apologize. And we're going to give a special shout out here. But look at it. Just look at it. I believe it's unwanted foe. Let's keep a count. We had 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, $21 just from unwanted foe. My goodness. See, we don't need no Funkmaster General. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck me. No, I'm just kidding. I swear, I'm just kidding. Funk. I swear, I'm just kidding. We don't need him. With you guys, we can do anything. So it's time for the sword. Y'all better pay yourselves, do some squats, do some push-ups, do something. did it. Woo! Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Right at the end. Beautiful. 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 All right. I forgot last time, so I'm going to turn back up my volume. So be prepared in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So I'm back at normal volume. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so very, very much. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. Y'all put it on Funkmaster like he's the only one because he drops big super chats. And man, do I appreciate that. But we don't need that. $2 here, $1 there. We could do this whole thing. It doesn't need to have a huge benefactor. And it doesn't need to be everybody. I understand not everybody is in a position to give a lot of money. That's totally fine. Like I said, this is a free show. But we are trying to build something real. And unfortunately, building something real takes money. So if you believe in what we're doing here, then let's do it. Let's do it. Thank you again, guys. Let's go through all of these. Next, if I were you, I'd still take his money. I will definitely take his money. I will definitely take his money. But, it can't be just him. And I'm so appreciative that we, as much as, I very much appreciate, we don't need him. It's not like if he was just like, I'm kind of bored of Lutch. I'm not really going to watch anymore. The channel wouldn't just fall into the abyss because you guys are all supporting. It's not one person. It's all of us. That's a community. I said, fuck, I'm in bed already, but I'll bust out 20. Gang, gang. At a thick resistance man. Okay, well, let's talk about that in the after party because I don't really know exactly how that would work. But I mean, the tries are gone from that. I didn't expect that. But 40, 30 from Nick. There you go. And look at the puppy. He's so damn cute. He's so damn cute. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, he's like, what do you think? I don't know what I'm going to do. I honestly think there's going to be at least 10 of you that once he dies, we're like, all right, well, good while it lasted, right? Deuces. But we'll see. We'll see who the real ones are. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. These people, you people are fucking awesome. Thank you, guys, so very, very much. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate what we are doing here. And it's not over, guys. Remember, this is just the free show to put myself out there, to put our community, our business, our project out to the world. What we're really doing is building community over in Discord, and it is free to join. It's free. So just click the link, sign up. If you like it, you stick around. You spend enough time in there, you raise up your points. You just get points by talking to people. And then eventually, you'll get access to the whole thing. Or you can sign up as a member and head over to the after party that we're going to do right now. So thank you guys again for coming through for me. You guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very, 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 very much. Once again, guys, this is Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, a.k.a. the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, we are out of here.